everybody. Good evening and welcome to the Steel Toe Evening Show. I'm Aaron. That's April.
Hey.
I got my hair cut today.
Doesn't he look pretty?
Very excited to show you all my new haircut.
You look good.
I left it a little longer on top this time. I was kind of liking the brushing it to the side, not spaghetti in my face. So I kept moving it back.
You like your flow.
I like it. I like the way my hair's going lately. Not liking the way the show's going lately. No, I'm just kidding. We fucking bombed this morning. I didn't get it. We hit the goal early. I didn't feel like... Now, see, like, if we have a statistical bad day, I go back and I retroactively, like, critique my performance. And I go, oh, I sucked today. I didn't feel like I did a good job today. You know what it was? There was a lot of read and react today. I didn't have as many visual stories. I didn't have as many news stories. I'll always prefer a video or a news report over just read and react. There's a place for read and react. Like if you do a video story, a news story, and then a read and react, I think that's fine. Mm-hmm. I think that's great.
The videos add spice.
Yes, and it gives me a break for you don't hear my voice all the time. It gets broken up by something else and we can react to it.
It's gross, right?
It's disgusting to hear my voice for too long in a row. I understand that. We've done the focus groups.
I hear ya.
So I look back at today and there's always been one day a week where our numbers are just in the shitter that one day a week. And then I don't know if it's what I put in the title. I don't know if there's just some shit going on somewhere or whatever, but there's always just one day a week that no matter how good of a show I do, no matter what my performance is, no matter who the second mic is, it doesn't matter. There's just one day, and it's usually Tuesday or Wednesday, where it just drops into the shitter. And we had a great start on Monday. Everything statistically was incredible. We were in the 800s at our peak, which is amazing. That's
Very
great.
cool.
I'm happy with sevens. I'm happy with 700s. Because we're on Rumble and YouTube, and there's hundreds of people in each one.
It's respectable.
Yeah, in the evenings, anything between 300 and 400, I'm fine with. But today, it was like high 6, low 7. And I'm okay with 7s, but I think it was like high 6 today. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like YouTube didn't crack 500.
Well,
it was like 496, so I guess you could say 500. But I like it to crack 5. I'm happy if it cracks 5. I'm happy if Rumble cracks 2. That's a normal, decent day. The good days are like Monday, where it's like 570-something YouTube and 260-something Rumble. And you're like, holy shit, we're fucking cruising here. Can fill up a community center with this fucking crowd. But, today, it was in the shitter. And then I go back, when numbers are in the shitter, I go back and go, well, I must have sucked shit.
What was your title today? I missed it.
Something about Martha Stewart. People probably didn't give a fuck. I'm guessing that's what happened. I'm guessing I put Martha Stewart in the title and people went, this is fucking gay.
Unless it's Martha Stewart goes to prison again.
Yeah, like I was kind of teasing the swimsuit thing because I thought that would be kind of funny and cute. But then I forget that on the internet, you can't do funny and cute and subtle.
No.
You got to beat the living fuck out of these people, like, directly with the title. So I put D'Elia and Jackson Mahomes in the title today because they're back in the news.
Sure.
So, that just punches them right in the face. And the internet's a gross, grimy place. They're like, ooh, D'Elia, downfalls, bad things. I'll check it out.
If you're going to do Martha Stewart, you should have done Martha Stewart shows it all or bears it all.
That's what I did.
Something.
I did Martha Stewart in a bikini or something like that. I can't remember.
I thought it was kind of wholesome, by the way. I didn't get to chime in because I was 20 minutes behind in the show. So I would have been out of place. But
it was so done up. I wish they would have left it more natural.
Right, because she obviously doesn't look that good.
No.
Like, she looks good, but not that good.
So and also, it's like, I think we do about 570 and 2. We do like 8-something on our good days and then 7-something on our normal days. And then you have a shit day like today. And then I also realize, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. The drama people need to be fed their glitzy titles. But the problem with that is I don't want to become like fucking Ethan Klein. No. And I don't want to become like all these other podcasts out there that it's just like, if we don't develop a whack pack and we don't develop drama, and it's like, guys, the stock on that has already peaked and it's going like this. You got to do a show. I think what frustrates me is that I have built this show to last for decades.
It's evergreen.
Yeah, I've built it to last a long time. So you don't see the crazy spikes that you see in other shows, the shows that are around for like a year or two. You don't see it go boom and then boom. It just kind of, this is steel toe.
Wouldn't you rather have a steady?
Yeah, I would, but that doesn't mean that the mentally ill part of me doesn't once in a while go, I forgot about this part.
The mentally ill part of you needs like a quick high, like a hit.
Like we got all these other podcasts that are out there just globbing at super chats. It's like those podcasts are like a water park that opened in your neighborhood and did amazing business for like 2 years. And you're like, wow, this is the biggest fucking thing ever. And then it closes up one summer and you're like, where the fuck did it go? It was only here a couple of years.
Oh, it was.
You know what we are?
Brief.
We're the neighborhood hardware store.
Sure.
Just doing business.
You're the Ace Hardware.
Yeah, we're like the local hardware Hank. Yeah, I guess Ace was family owned too.
Right.
Yeah, we're the local hardware Hank, Ace, whoever you're more loyal to. In my neighborhood, it would have been Buy Swingers. We're the Buy Swingers of the podcast community. Just steady as she goes, light years, heavy years, but around all the time.
I will say Buy Swingers doesn't sound like a hardware store.
And I will say this, the advantage we have over everyone, I don't have to deal with Ray DeVito. That makes me imagine depending on Ray DeVito to spike a number. I want nothing to do with anyone involved in that universe.
I thought you two were friendly.
I don't dislike Ray DeVito. I don't. I just don't. I feel
There's your
bad.
spice, people.
No, this is gonna get back to all the.
I know.
Look, we're like on the peripheral of that universe anyway, so it's fine. But like, they use this poor fuck as like a dog that they kick, and then they pretend they convince him he likes. I don't like when the guy who's being made the butt of the joke thinks he's a pal and doesn't think he's the butt of the joke. Like when we've gone after Chad or we've gone after DSP or we've gone after Brendan, never once did we pretend like, hey, right, buddy? Hey, you're our buddy. Hey, we like you. And then treat him like a retarded ape. We've always treated people like retarded apes and then called them retarded apes.
Yes.
I don't like the whole, hey, make him think that he's part of the cool kids group. Like it's high school. It's inviting the nerd kid over so you can throw subtle digs at him, but he's just happy to be at the cool kid table at the expense of his dignity.
What's interesting to me about that, though, is when we were listening to MLC yesterday, some of the things he said made it sound like he knew he wasn't welcome at some places. Like he knows people don't want him there, so he won't do long shows.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the chat, and then let's, that all came from us having lower than average numbers today, I'll have you know. Get ready for, that's a weekly rant on this show. Once a week, there's a bad day, and I'll never be able to guess it. I'll never be able to, what do you call it? Anticipate it. Nothing. Let's go. Oh, by the way, speaking of Wednesday shows, tomorrow, Adonis Paul, AP, joins the show.
I'm very
excited to have AP with us tomorrow, an animated guest host. And what are you guys thinking? Bottom left, or are you liking the side-by-side?
I like the side-by-side. I think that's rocking. So
people are liking the side-by-side.
Keep that one.
Direct message said, host talks about taking out cats and viewers drop. Shocking. No, I didn't talk about taking out cats today. I was very nice to the cat community. I talked about taking out cats last night, and the numbers were fantastic.
I quote, take the cat out, snap his neck, and move on.
Is that what I said?
I don't think, yeah, you did. You said snap its neck, and I don't,
was that my direct quote?
I would disavow that language.
Greg Gorilmo says, you can't please everyone every time, Aaron. I can, though. Thanks, Greg. Stevie J says, Aaron is the opposite of Han Solo. Always tell me the odds. True.
You need to be more like Harvey Dent and make your own luck.
That's what I need to do. Gina Bobina says, Aaron, are you comparing your viewers to radio numbers? If so, you're insane. I know. I understand. Gina, you are correct. Todd Pemper said, actually, for those of you who aren't like regular Steel Toe fans who haven't been here for a while, this is a common thing that Aaron does.
It's his therapy.
It's part of the show. You don't have to worry. Everyone sees it the first time. They're like, Aaron is losing it. He is melting down. Guys, it's all part of the performance. It is, for lack of a better word, the prestige. You guys watch too many people who are lazy, who put on lazy shows. You're watching a guy who's fucking tap dancing. And hey, hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. I appreciate showmanship here. And that's what you can count on Steel Toe. Now I'm sweating. And I'm going back into makeup. D. Gulag says the show was great this morning. Okay, well then I'm wrong, and this whole rant was for nothing.
Probably.
Pragmatic Baxter says the footage you showed of Martha Stewart, Carol Channing, and Clark Gable was disturbing. I didn't do that. Gina Bobina says you are 0.1K listeners on terrestrial radio. Ooh, no.
What?
No. I'll tell you this.
Whoa.
The top, like, I look at, like, a show that's got, like, take ours, 700, 800, or Kevin, who's got 800 or 900 at a time. Mm-hmm. The top-rated morning radio show in St. Cloud, Minnesota, has more people listening to it at that exact time than any of the podcasts do. When we were on radio and we were number one, it was about 1,500 people at a time and about 10 to 12,000 people total. Now, YouTube has the advantage to where people watch throughout the day, so the numbers get skewed from radio.
It changes.
Radio's limited to its geography and its time. So, Gina Bobina, you are correct there. But it's a little different than radio. Gina says, sorry, Aaron, what you have built will never grow. Well, what do you call the last year? What do you call us climbing towards 10,000 subs, Gina? We are growing. What are you talking about? When we started on YouTube, we had 347 people at a time in the morning. Now we're on 2 platforms doing about 700 to 800 people at a time.
It is growing.
We're growing like a worm. We're doubling every year. That's great business.
Our subs keep going up. We mention it every day.
That is fantastic. Citizen M says, you're the hardware store next to Capitol Grill. There you go. Thank you, Citizen M. What is that? What happened to Capitol Grill?
I'm not really sure.
Oh, no.
He's immediately skeptical because of where it came from.
Let's talk to Boo Manis. I haven't heard from Boo Manis in a while.
Okay.
He says, hello, diagnosed with prostate cancer a couple weeks ago.
Aww.
And want you to know your show helps me get through the shitty chemo, and some of the stories has me saying it could be worse. Well, there you go.
Wow.
I'll pick a lot of really bad, like, people rotting away from cancer stories. Like, I mean, people with, like, terrible cancer, like eating them out from the asshole and the lungs and the heart at the same time. And then Boo Manis will feel really good in comparison.
Right. And he's probably healing.
Yeah.
We hope. I hope you get better, buddy.
Yeah. Robert, I did watch Gino before we were on here. It was very funny.
Damn, I had to miss him today. Is he good?
He was good. He was streaming before our show.
Oh.
But he had to go do comedy. Derek Chauvinist says, don't trust no guy who has buttocks as a chin. Well, I think that's a good general rule. ROTC did this rant earlier, says Kip Smith. Wait, what? No. God damn it. Wait a minute. So ROTC beat me to the I suck rant?
Yeah, they said you suck first.
Damn it.
They were watching your numbers today, and they're like, wow, that guy really just stinks. Ugh, hot pile of garbage.
Sean's View says, incredible stream. I'm taking that as a compliment. Thank you very much. He says, you get more views than radio. You get more views than AEW. That is definitely not a compliment.
Uh-oh.
That is not a compliment. AEW. Oh, I don't know.
Ouch.
When will you have Blackface Perry on, says Robert Darth Mode.
Dude, I think right before the show started this morning, I texted you because I saw pictures. I'm like, I think he's either got bad self-tanner or he's straight up in blackface and no one is saying anything.
Yeah, I think he...
That was blackface, right?
Yeah, I
That's
think
not
he was
a self-tanner.
Yeah, he was in blackface, for sure.
He did it the whole weekend, too.
Matt Fields with 199 says the Food and Beverage Administration belongs on TOP. Citizen M says you are giving all the coattail riders ammunition. If they can't tell the difference between a guy actually going on this rant seriously and me doing a funny thing for the show to give the audience a little, pep in their step, then they might be more retarded than I thought they were, and I have them scheduled at about the bottom rung. Like the Third Reich, they'd be one of the first out. They'd be dumber than that if they thought this was real.
Number one, they don't know that because they can't understand things. And number two, if they did know that, they don't care.
Yeah.
So
I think so.
No point.
Oh, God, Hidden. That is fucking so far off, but very funny. Nice says you are giving all the coattail. Oh, hey, we found out who Nice is. Look at that.
What?
Nice is Citizen M.
What do you mean?
They just wrote the same thing.
Oh.
Unless Nice is copying Citizen M.
It's interesting,
And then,
right?
that's interesting. Citizen M might be Nice might be doing a thing to Citizen M.
Maybe they need their own fan fiction page.
I like that one. Cream of Green says, we pretend this is radio for Aaron. Wait, it's not? Shit. Son of a bitch.
He was clinging
Man.
for dear life, thinking this was radio.
Oh, well, you guys, if you're going to lie to me, don't stop. All right, D. Gulag says, the show has been growing since I started watching in the winter. Rumble gave us a nice shot in the arm.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that pumped us up by like 250 people at a time right off the jump. That was great. Kmart Ready says, Aaron is all elite.
Oh, no.
I'm making the jump to AEW, guys. I haven't, I forgot to tell you.
Fresh cut and he's full of piss and vinegar.
CMOC says, Citizen M forgot to log out. Yeah, I think so. I think so. All right.
That's too bad.
Let's get started today. We're pretty much caught up with you guys. I hope your days are going wonderfully. We're starting out at 2:35 today. You guys went over our goal this morning. We appreciate that. 2:35 away from our goal. And remember to pick up your steel toe coffee at crescentmountcoffee.myshopify.com. Walls Balls asking, did you get Twitch working yet? No, but I'm going to.
I had a question, and I don't truly care, but like platforms don't discuss ban invaders with each other, right? Okay.
YouTube could give less than a fuck what Twitch does.
I thought the Twitch segment this morning was very funny, and my ears did perk up when I heard you had an email. But it did seem kind of odd, like unless you were trying to go on and stream or somebody else had your account, which they can't because it's locked out.
Yeah.
Why would they remind you that you've been a pile of shit?
Well, no,
we're still not letting you back.
No, this was them removing me from the partner program. Oh. Which doesn't really matter because I'm not on there anyway. I don't know why.
What I thought.
I don't know why they just didn't do that right off the bat. So.
Yeah, don't you do the whole thing like at once?
You'd think they would, but no, they.
Because how long has it been? 2 years now? Or a year?
No, 1 year.
1 year.
It's been 1 year.
That's it?
Yeah. 1 year since we got banned off of Twitch, and now they said, well, you're not a partner anymore. I'm like, I can't use your platform anymore.
You're still gone. You're extra gone now.
Yeah.
I still hate you.
It's like I broke up with someone a year ago, and they called me, and I went, yeah, what's up? And they're like, I'm still fucking broken up with you. And I left your key under the mat. I'm like, I changed the locks a long time ago.
I've gotten married.
I mean, yeah.
I'm
fucking married. I changed my name.
Yeah, I changed my name to hers.
Converted to Islam. I got all kinds of weird shit going on.
I got a cat now.
Yeah, I don't, guys. You must not know about me.
I brought home a Bengal today.
All right, guys. Let's go ahead and 2:35 away. Let's start chipping away at that. Here's what we want to do. 100 likes by the top of the hour, and under 200 for the goal. Broke Hack says, are you still promoting that coffee you don't drink? Yes, of course. April drinks it. Johnny drinks it.
I love it.
Why wouldn't I promote the coffee that someone wanted to make for us?
It's delicious. It's a highest honor for me to have a coffee.
Broke Hack, I don't know if that was the best you got, and that was supposed to be an own, buddy, but you need to work on your shit. All right, let's go to our first story, which, of course, is in California. Let's check in with California. People say that a lot of their more productive citizens have fled.
To anywhere but there.
Texas, Nevada, Arizona, Florida. Those are some of the bigger. Believe it or not, I saw a graph yesterday. New York, one of the states that people from California are moving to.
Weird choice.
So in Riverside, California, they had a little oopsie, a little spike in crime. And I think, what do they call that when someone who was kind of an innocent bystander gets hurt? Collateral damage. Mm-hmm. Little bit of collateral damage in this next story. Let's check in with KABC in Riverside, motherfucker.
Police first found out about the crime after the severed hand was found lying on the ground.
The caller saying they discovered it near the intersection of 5th Street and Fairmont Boulevard over the weekend.
Just a real good weekend when you're going out shopping in your neighborhood, in your community, and you're like, wow, I'll be damned. That looks like a human hand. Ain't that supposed to be on somebody?
Somebody's missing a hand. I don't know if they know yet.
I'll pick that up, put it in my satchel here, and see if I can figure out who that belongs to.
We don't touch the severed hand.
Take a picture of the hand, put it on a milk carton.
Hey, if you need to commit a crime, you better use that one. Then you can just toss it
Empire
aside.
Bureau Chief Rob McMillan has new information on the disturbing attack.
It was an unusual act of violence in downtown Riverside.
Well, thank God for that.
Can you imagine just body parts littering the streets?
I'd hate for the police chief to go, motherfucker, another hand. I'm getting tired of this rigmarole.
A homeless man attacked by a man armed with a sword. That man chopping off the victim's hand, leaving it lying on the sidewalk.
Oh, just in plain sight to roast in
Well,
the sun.
I heard what happened was they had gotten a fight in the Mos Eisley Cantina. Actually, one the homeless man was bothering a young friend of another traveler, and he says, "Let us buy you a drink." And he goes, "He'll be more careful. You'll be dead." And then the guy just hacked his hand off right there. And everyone just kind of looked around for a minute. Music kept playing.
Back to business.
Yep, back to business.
You may get calls of somebody with a sword, but not actually using it and, cutting someone's hand off.
So wait, we're just running around Cali with swords?
Yeah, that first part is more troubling than you think, Sheriff. I don't know how you think things go in the rest of the country, but it's not normally a common occurrence for the police to be called because there's some asshole running around with a sword.
We actually probably need those to defend from the homeless.
This is like, he's a shit to shoe level kind of guy. He's like, look, calls about guys running around willy-nilly with swords, fine by me. Cutting people's hands off, now that's just a bridge too far.
Just a skosh.
I do like the idea of the homeless being kept in check, though.
I do too. I would love to. Wouldn't you like to run around the streets of Cali with a sword hanging off your hip, just in case?
Or no, I'm more talking about if I walked around and I saw homeless people with one hand, I'd be like, you did something.
And you jingle your sword at them a little bit, shine them.
You're like, hey, fucking test me. Not today, pal.
Riverside police officer Ryan Railsback saying the 911 call came in around 10:30 Saturday night from someone who found the cut-off hand on the ground near the intersection of 5th and Fairmount.
About the same time, a patient came into a local hospital downtown with a severed hand.
I would imagine.
Wait a minute. I have an idea.
What?
Do you think, and I know the odds are all over the place on this.
Right.
Do you think that guy going into the hospital with a hand missing
I'm following.
and that hand they found on the sidewalk might be related?
Skin tones in
Yeah, we're not really sure. I don't know.
You never know there.
And so we put two and two together.
She looks mortified. Did you see her?
This is obviously related.
I love that. Go back. April talked over a little bit of that. I loved that from the sheriff here.
We put two and two together, that this is obviously related.
What are
Fine
you?
police work.
Are you Ed from Ed and Michelle?
Wonderful police work. Well, we had someone say they found a hand. We had a guy come into the hospital without a hand. And we got out our magnifying glasses. We dusted for prints. And we went, by God, I think these two things might have a connection.
Tested some of the DNA. Seemed likely.
I have a question. How does the homeless person not grab his hand before he heads off to the hospital?
He's homeless. He don't got brain cells.
I'm
just talking like him.
Time out, everyone.
What? Yes, he don't got brain cells.
He don't got brain cells.
I'm playing the part.
You're not playing the part.
Absolutely.
You are a hillbilly from farm country, and you just said, don't got no brain cells.
I know the correct grammar. He doesn't have any brain
You
cells.
and Matt are the only two people I know who talk like that.
Well, I'd say that we're two peas in a pod.
There
then.
is some hillbilly behavior going on over here
You guys should do a
today.
show with him.
I gotta wash my hands.
Someone were to upset him, he would probably argue
Before
with
they
him,
lop
but he would
off.
never get into like a violent altercation like that.
Nikki Hernandez works at a restaurant just down the street from where it happened. She and her colleagues know the victim.
From what I understand, he's going to be okay.
Yeah, he's gonna be okay. Thank goodness. We're
Don't worry, it wasn't his can rattling hand. They got the other one. He doesn't do anything. Actually, what he does with that hand is he usually jacks off in front of people on the sidewalk when he's drunk.
Oh.
So he's still got his tin rattling hand. He'll be okay.
Couldn't we have taken the other one then? Probably safer
Yeah,
for all of us.
No, they got the jack in hand.
No.
That's the one that makes people uncomfortable.
I'm starting a GoFundMe for him so we can help him get better.
Riverside
So that's very kind of them. They're going to give him a hand.
They're giving the handless man a hand up.
Yeah, they're giving him a handout. Yeah, that's very nice of them. Oh, They're gonna go to him in the hospital. They're gonna go, here's the bill, but don't worry, thanks to your GoFundMe, we're giving you the 5-finger discount.
I hope they open that GoFundMe in some responsible person's account, though, because he clearly doesn't have one.
Well, somebody can manage it for him. He can be under a conservatorship.
Oh, okay.
Police are still looking for the man responsible for the attack. They say it's possible it's someone who had an ongoing dispute with the victim.
Great.
Whoa.
So there's a homeless guy running around with a sword and another homeless guy running around with one hand. Riverside sounds like a wonderful place to settle down and start a family.
I think we can move now.
This is not a completely random attack. What we got from the victim is that he and the suspect are familiar with each other.
They got in fights over shopping carts and Coke cans all the time. It was one of them wanted to recycle them and go buy some booze. The other one wanted to smoke crack out of them. They were having a philosophical disagreement. Things got out of hand.
Turf wars, get your cart off my corner.
Exactly.
Oh.
These fucking Aldi carts.
It appears right now that they both may be homeless. Right now, we don't have
Wait a minute. Then where the fuck is the homeless guy getting the sword?
When you're homeless, you can steal.
I guess
I think you get a pass.
he traded it for some fentanyl.
Oh, no.
name. We don't have a face yet. But detectives are probably going to be able to find this guy soon.
If caught, the attacker could be charged with something in the penal code called mayhem.
Yeah, I know about mayhem. Mayhem is where you take a body part of someone else. That's that is the legal definition of mayhem. So if you ever cut anything off of anyone, you can be charged with mayhem. It's such a badass sounding crime.
And I heard if you get Allstate, you can be protected from him.
Not unless they give you iron gloves to wear.
Basically, if you dismember somebody, you chop their hand off, cut their hand off, that's dismemberment, and that's going to be much more serious than assault with a dick.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
That's
thank
the end of
you.
the clip. I guess Ed Gein and Jeffrey Dahmer were the masters of mayhem, if that's the case.
Dude, you could have hollowed out the hand skin, at least made a coin purse from it. Carried around your jingle jangle.
All kinds of opportunities for this.
Or you
And
could have roasted it and eaten it.
you don't
for
just
food.
cut a hand off and leave it there in the dirt. How undignified.
It's wasteful. Give it a proper burial.
That's why you never cross swords with old Mayhem Miller. He'll get you. Thank you very much to Hobo Chili Recipe for starting us off tonight. He says, hey, $4.99. I arrived at the right time. April, you're doing fine. I have a master's in Ebonics and a minor in Wakandan monkey chimes. Don't listen to the devil.
He might be my favorite chatter.
There's our buddy. Hobo
you.
Chili Recipe letting us know it's all right.
Thank you, buddy.
230 away from tonight's goal. If you feel like chipping in, Streamlabs, PayPal, and Venmo, there are the links in the chat. It's also pinned to the top of the page. Super Chats, memberships, and Rumble Rants also count. There you guys go if you'd like to contribute. All right, let's moving on here. Let's get under $200 for that goal in the next half hour. Let's all hit the thumbs up, hit like, and get over 100 likes by the end of the hour. It is good for the algorithm. It is good to spread the show and get it in that algorithm. However, fat lot of fucking good it did us this morning.
Yeah,
Shit.
you guys were killing the goal and the likes. Is insane.
Killing the goal, killing the likes. Didn't even eclipse 500 this morning.
It was
What
a good show.
Fucking bag of shit I am.
You guys always do a good show.
Well, I hope so. I've got a theory because it's always Tuesday or Wednesday. I have a theory that people get fucking tired of looking at two not very good looking guys on the stream. I
don't know.
I think that we're rough. I think it's hard to look at. It's not aesthetically pleasing. And 2 days in a row of that gets a little troubling for some people.
In an odd way, I think how Johnny's doing it now actually spruces things up. And
It looks good.
With his chair, he's probably more comfortable too. I can tell like he sits up more. He looks more like attentive, like he's comfortable. And I think he looks sharp.
I gotta take charge of this thing a little bit, and I become complacent. We gotta update all this shit visually. We gotta spruce this up and spice this up, and I gotta get an actual intro song for this program. I gotta fucking knuckle down. It's like I work all the time though already as it is, so I don't know. We'll see.
I have some ideas, and you should share yours with me, and then we can make it happen.
Gary Crouch gifting 5 memberships. Thank you very much. That helps the show as well. Flying
you.
J Lot Lizard getting a membership. Everybody else go ahead and turn on memberships, accepting gift memberships for this, and you can get yourself a free one. Citizen M says April is a selling point for sure. That is for certain.
Thank
100%. She is a different sort on this program in a good way. All right, 2:15 away from knocking it out. Thank you very much to David Lyons with $4.99. Says, turns out the guy without a hand was white. The hand that showed up to the ICU was black. They sewed it on anyways. Too bad they're both left hands. Oh, damn it.
And now the one's trying to go out for smokes all the time.
God. Yeah, the one hand keeps trying to go.
It's trying to go.
He goes to buy cigarettes. One hand keeps going to Newports. The other one to Marlboros. And
One's trying to slap the other.
so, yeah, get out of here. Stop it.
No.
One's always stealing from the other one.
One's putting in a dip of Grizzly every now and then.
The other one's smoking a Swisher. Thank you,
It's a whole
David
mess.
Lyons.
It's a mess.
It really, they fucked it up. They fucked it up.
How frustrating would two left hands be?
Whitney Chapman with $5 says only one thumb up from the homeless guy. Yeah, well, no, look, I understand.
Can we get a big toe then?
Shaft says, and you need to get a new host. All right. It's fair. That's fair.
You want to get like a big digital back screen? I think that'd be kind of fun.
No, that's a little too gaudy.
Fine.
I think I would call it. Hulkamash Baby says needs changes now equals in 2 months. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid that stigma. We do that all the time around here. We say we're going to do something. We never fucking do it.
Change appearance.
Change the way we look. This looks so, you know what it is? This looks flat.
We need to be emo now. We need to like get black hair and stuff and dress all dark.
There you go. We're going to redo the whole thing. Darren Orson says, I usually just listen and don't watch since I'm working. I don't think the sausage party matters much. All right, well.
I agree to that.
We just suck today then. Dub says, my first girlfriend told me she wouldn't have put out if my hands and nails weren't always clean. You got to make sure you're not putting like fucking dirty nails in their cunt. What are you doing?
You know what's sick though? A lot of like girls like don't mind it when guys have like dirty hands. So it's like, yeah, he's a hard worker and all that shit. And that is kind of hot, but please wash your hands first. I don't want oil on my puss.
It's gonna be really hot when he has arthritis at 41. That's gonna be a real hot.
That's Aaron's selling point. He's like, I'm a desk man.
Oh man, yeah. Well, I was raised on this idea: work smart or work hard. And I have always been impressed with people in life who work smart. Those have always been very impressive people to me. I've always looked up to like Steve Jobs, people like that. Yeah,
he's a real dick.
I know, but not as a human being. Like
I was gonna say he was not a good person.
A visionary, things like that. Yeah, I like Steve Jobs. Have everybody come up with an idea, have everybody else work really hard on it, and then take credit for it in the end.
Aaron actually extra wants people to know that he has a desk job, so that when he goes to bed, he wears like those soothing aloe gloves on, so that when he shakes hands, they're extra soft.
Actually, I'm like Curly and of Mice and Men. I put Vaseline in my gloves so I can keep it soft for my wife. Just like Curly and of Mice and Men.
Connects better than rough skin.
I really don't want to end up like Curly, though. If you guys remember what happened to Curly and of Mice and Men.
He's gonzo, right?
Nope. Lenny caught the fist.
Broke his hand.
And then crushed his hand. Oh.
He broke his hand, yep.
That's still one of the grossest. In that movie, the dark blood that spills down Lenny's arm as he crushes Curly's hand.
That movie is like weirdly extra dark. Like there's really dark points to it.
Well, it's a kick in the dick movie.
Yeah, it really is.
Justin Dabbler says less clothing for the future and bring back the split screen. Wow. We had people hated the split screen.
I forgot about the split screen.
Yeah, they didn't like the line that was in the middle, but now it sounds like they're kind of into the split screen.
Do you want your own box again?
No, I like this way better. I'm getting a spam call. Uh-oh. You don't want spam calls.
Just hit the volume down button.
Oh, is that what you
ringing.
do?
Yeah.
All right.
It'll stop buzzing if you hit the volume down.
I don't want spam calls. All right, let's catch up with the chat real quick. Then on to, oh my God, Chris D'Elia is next.
What did he do now?
More people.
He did more people?
More people are coming out.
Oh.
On the Chris D'Elia thing.
It's not good. Not good for him, because I was just thinking things were kind of quieting down for him, and it sounds like he's still doing his shows and all that.
Nope. Citizen M says it's Granny. No, it literally said spam. So
he knows when Granny calls.
Yeah, I know Granny's number.
Yeah.
I always hook Granny up on the morning shows.
It's always quality.
Yeah, the evening shows, you can never really count on Granny to be all there. 210 away from today's goal. Thank you very much. Hobo Chili Recipe with $4.99 says, did I hear no oil on my no-no clam? Zen Rhino, I hope you clipped that. Tell us about the rabbits, George. I'd beat their goddamn heads in with a stick, George, I would. Softcast says, I don't know, a green screen could be cool. I've toyed with that.
Yeah.
I used to be anti-green screen. I've seen enough people do good stuff with a green screen.
They've improved.
Yeah.
Like Johnny does a really good job with his.
Johnny's looks really good. I always thought Corey's steel toe split screen or steel toe green screen looked like shit.
I hated it, but I'll tell you why his looked like that. I think he's got one that was too small for his camera pan. I think it was smaller than his camera pan.
Okay. So I got
we got to have one that's big enough to like just cover the whole thing like this.
I have a question. If I put green screen shit back here, and then I brought the cameras down and I put green screen material on this, could I get like a news desk look?
Or why don't we just get the news desk table and get the background? That because your way's a lot more complicated.
Fucking idea guy over here. Fucking idea guy. J. William P. says, Aaron wanted to watch your show, but Timcast is on, and it's way more interesting than Steel Toe. No!
Ouch.
Don't you ever say that. You mean phony fence-walking Tim Pool? You know, at least here on Steel Toe, you get a fucking position. I'm always wrong, but you get a position. J. William P., I feel like you're just trying to get me to go on a rant, which I appreciate, but you know, as Ty Cobb once said, oh, Willie, come on, you know that's horseshit.
I'll watch Timcast when he takes the beanie off.
You're going to watch
Maybe.
Timcast? I'm sorry. Are you a chronic insomniac? If so, I apologize for ranting at you. I'm sorry.
The hell does that matter?
I apologize. Well, because you can get to sleep then. You watch yourself some Timcast.
I see.
Exactly.
Sure.
Tim's fans are sheep. Yeah, I've never understood him. I guess he shit all over that New York City sleeper hold guy.
Oh, really? Penny?
He shit all over Penny. And then when people called him out on it, this is such a Tim Pool move to make. When people called him out on his take on Penny, which was, if you're going to live in an urban liberal area, then you kind of get what you deserve. And people are like, oh, well, you're a piece of shit for saying that.
Yeah.
He then gave $20,000 to his GoFundMe and said, oh, he's a great guy, and we got to do this for the culture war. It's like, you food bucket shilling sack of shit. I despise Tim Pool.
Wow, we flipped that fast, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't take much for him.
Wow.
Dude,
just a shift in the wind.
Dude, he goes and shits on people, and then the minute someone says, I don't like you for doing that anymore, Tim, he goes, oh, well, you know I meant the opposite, right? Like, remember the Eliza Blue thing where he's like, I love Eliza Blue. She's great. And then it came out that she's a complete piece of shit, and he's like, well, you got to watch out for this Eliza Blue because she might not be a good person. She might be a bit of a problem. And then he was back on her side, and then he was off her side, and then he stopped mentioning her. Tim has, Dario Delfino says it right. Tim has no principles other than what's best for him.
It's whatever is the most money at the time.
Any guy who comes out and used to work for Vice, like a liberal news organization, and then like won't shut the fuck up about, oh yeah, I used to be on their side. Now I'm over here on your guys' side. And I can tell you all about them and this and that. Never trust that guy. That's why I'll never trust Candace Owens either.
I think a lot of people that come out and like make their side their identity are kind of they're usually a shifty person.
But you know what? Here's where the only thing I'll give Tim Pool credit for, and it's the same thing I give Crowder credit for.
The numbers.
There's a lot of fucking money in just shilling to people.
Yep.
Like not even believing in what you're saying, just shilling aside. And telling people, you're basically telling angry people, whether it's angry lefties or angry righties, you're telling them, hey, you're okay. I'm angry too. Meanwhile, these millionaires go and hang out in their pools with cigars and they don't give a fuck after that.
Yeah, I mean, and money does drive people. I mean, they're making the money and getting the views, I guess. So,
it's good money. And, if you can really lean in with these people, it works. So
if you can sleep at night, I guess why not?
Right. Exactly. Loaded Wrench says, Aaron, George Soros just bought Vice Media for $400 million. Oh, my God.
Whoa.
Is that true? Vice Media. Vice Media files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy ahead of planned sale. Provocative startup was once valued at $5.7 billion. Oh.
That's crazy.
And they just sold for $400 million. Yikes. It will provide $225 million in the form of a credit bid for most of Vice Media's assets, the company announced on Monday, along with significant liabilities. The lender consortium includes Fortress Investment, Soros Fund Management, and Monroe Capital. Vice filed voluntary petitions for reorganization under Chapter 11 U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the Southern District of New York. So they're going to get a $225 million line of credit, a $175 million injection of cash, and then Soros is going to run Vice. I don't know if that's that bad, Soros running Vice, because it was already like a lefty playground anyway.
That doesn't do much, but wow, just like discount price alert. Holy shit.
I'll tell you this, Gavin McInnes doesn't look as bad as he did before. Like he sold his shares in Vice. They wanted him out. He sold out his shares for like $8 to $10 million. And then Vice went bananas and they got bought by, did they get bought by Disney?
I think it was. Maybe.
But they got bought and then they were valued at $5.7 billion. And I think a lot of the two other original Vice guys kind of stuck in there. And now it went down to $400 million.
Oh, looks like they needed him, huh?
Yeah, well.
Maybe.
No, Gavin.
He would not have hung out there.
No,
that
Gavin
would not have
McInnes.
lasted.
Gavin McInnes would not have worked for where they went.
I think they were going separate directions.
No way. Shane and Sarouche. Thank you, Stevie J.
Okay.
Shane Smith and Sarouche Alvey. I think were their
Sarouche.
names.
What a name.
Yeah.
Fun.
210 away from today's goal. Let's just chip in a little bit more and knock that under 200 by the top of the hour. You got 20 minutes to do that. Everybody hit the like button as well. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe to our channel as the march to 10,000 likes continues. Okay, Chris D'Elia. I love talking about Chris D'Elia because I think that every time we get a new Chris D'Elia story, I think finally this creepy fuck who looks like he just got pulled from a river is finally going down. I'll tell you this. I don't know. Is D'Elia the one who had the dad in the CIA, or was that Callan or somebody else? D'Elia's got to have connections somewhere. He's like Patrick Bateman, for God's sake.
Somebody seems like he's getting smoothed over.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
All kinds of stuff just keeps coming out about this guy. And again, same story. Callan's dad is CIA. Okay, thank you, David Lyons.
So he's got a friend somewhere.
D'Elia's dad was a Hollywood producer.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, D'Elia, all these girls, because you look at like a Cosby thing, and 60 girls come out and they've got the same story, and you're like, okay, even if, let's say 10% of the Cosby accusers are liars.
Right.
That leaves about 50 to 55 women who are telling the truth.
A ton.
That's abhorrent behavior.
Dude, even if 10 of them came forward, isn't that abhorrent behavior?
I think Chris D'Elia is up to like 20 to 25 now.
God.
And these women are saying variations of the same thing. Now, I understand that doesn't necessarily mean that, that's not a conviction in a court of law. A lot of these things were made public a long time ago, so they could just be copying what they heard in public.
You don't know.
But the Chris D'Elia stuff does sound pretty legit. And I don't know why Brendan Schaub does a show with him still. I don't know why people are still fans of his, because I never bought into Chris D'Elia. I never liked Chris D'Elia. I never thought he was funny.
He seems creepy.
I always thought he looked like a creep.
He does. He looks the part. Like, that's what makes his case worse, is I think he doesn't look like a good person. Like, you can look at him and say, oh, that guy looks like he's trouble.
Again, he looks like they fetched him out of a river after searching for him for 3 days. He's all pale and he
clammy looking.
Yeah, he's clammy. He looks like an old dying fish.
He looks ill.
Yeah, he doesn't look well. And, we originally had all the allegations of these women saying, well, he texted me when I was 16 and then he waited till I was 17 or 18 and we hooked up before one of his shows. Mm-hmm. And then you had the documentary that Kyle Anderson did last year, almost a year ago now, which was really gross.
Gross. It made him look awful. And somehow he still kept going after that.
He would have women. And look, one thing I will say about the D'Elia thing. Now, I listened to, you guys, I got to hear about this newest D'Elia thing today from Unique, and he tried to read me the Rolling Stone article on the video. It's out there. It's a great video. If you want to listen to Kyle read, it's fucking great. But it was the same thing. It was the women going, he made us, he would Snapchat us. This woman was like getting divorced from her husband, and her husband was still living there, but she needed affection. So she got a DM from Chris D'Elia, and they started talking. But then by the end of the day, they were on Snapchat, and he was asking for nudes. And then she thought that they were like together. So she would go places, and he would demand like, go somewhere private and get on all fours and say that you belong to me. You know, and like get a tattoo of my initials on your neck or on your arm somewhere. And he would do this with a bunch of different women. And I will say this is a complete man's perspective, not understanding women whatsoever. How do you allow yourself to be treated like that by a guy who's hundreds of miles away?
I have wondered that, and the only thing I can ever come to as like a female, let's say, is maybe you're just, and this is absurd to me, but maybe you're just so starstruck that Chris D'Elia is messaging you and seemingly taking interest in you specifically, and you think that there's no way that's happening.
And they would, some of them, when they're asked about that, the women would say, well, and again, this must be another woman-man thing. He would text us that he was going to, do the ultimate harm to himself. He was going to, eliminate himself.
Yeah.
If they didn't go and do it. And then if they tried to break it off with him, he would say, I'm going to eliminate myself. I'm going to remove myself from the world if you break off contact with me. And the women were like, well, and then I just felt bad, so I did what he wanted. And I'm like, that shit works on people?
No, for me.
But what I'm saying is, if somebody wrote to me and said, do this or I'll K myself, I'd be like, well, I'll send some flowers to your wake.
Or not. I mean, you've clearly got problems. Like, to me, that, like, actually, if I were conversating with that person, or conversing, I've had people mad at me now, that to me is so scary to have somebody telling me they're going to do that if I stop talking to them, that I report that. I call somebody, I'm like, this guy is unstable, and I'm afraid what he might do if I anger him.
So now I guess Rolling Stone is starting to write about this because 10 more women came forward and said that, yeah, that sounds about right. D'Elia, basically every town he went to, he'd put out a clarion call,
I'm coming to town.
I'm coming to town. Yeah. Women would get in touch with him.
Okay.
And then he'd hook up with them.
Yep.
The younger, the better. They have their DMs. They have their texts. My favorite is when Chris D'Elia was on The Fighter and the Kid, and they informed him that Snapchats can be kept. And he already has no color in his face, but whatever color already existed just eliminated from his face. And you could tell he wasn't listening to anyone anymore.
Yeah.
He was just staring. Many of these relationships were nominally consensual. The experiences are described as emotionally abusive and psychologically damaging. One fan told Rolling Stone that when she met up with D'Elia after a show, he pressured her into giving him oral sex despite the fact that she was shaking and crying. He grabbed me by the face because I'm crying, and he says, look at me, the fan told the outlet. I couldn't just look at him. Obviously, I didn't want to look at him. He said, if you just do everything I say, it'll all be okay.
Okay, and then women in that position, I will say that's a fucking scary thing to consider. Like, okay, what if I don't do it? He's asking right now, will he harm me? And in a lot of cases, I'm guessing they're just like, I just want this to be over with, and I'm afraid.
That, and I guess if you're a guy like D'Elia,
he's not small, is he?
I don't know.
Skinny.
He's a scrawny
but I don't think
little
he's
fuck.
Small.
And again, he looks like a dying fish. Like he
looks greasy. He looks like he stinks.
He doesn't look like a tough guy. But like a guy like D'Elia, I suppose if you're a predator of that level that he's accused of being, you can kind of pick out the weak ones.
You know a type.
That shit works on.
Yeah. I'm sure you could send them a few very select, like, leading messages and see how they respond, and you'll know at that point.
He was talking about, like, buying a sex house and, like, starting a cult.
Like
and all
a harem?
Yeah, like all this wild shit. It's just, and now it keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. I don't know if his dad is like Patrick Bateman's lawyer and he just gets this shit all cleaned up for him.
Who knows?
Or like the other theory of American Psycho, it never happened to begin with. I don't know.
None of it.
But more shit keeps coming out about this guy. And the guy, I don't even think the guy's ever been arrested. I don't think he's ever been investigated by the authorities. None of it. It's just hearsay, hearsay, hearsay. 20 women coming forward. And I mean, in fairness, something did happen to him. His career is pretty much over. He's relegated to working with Brendan Schaub on podcasts. But I think he can still do dates, and he still sells tickets, and he still does well in stand-up.
Last time he was local here, I saw a friend of mine from college arm around him, taking pictures with him. Crystalia killed it tonight. Great show, blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking at that picture, like, kind of horrified. Like, holy shit, have you heard nothing?
That is.
Like, I would not touch that man.
Women who spoke to Rolling Stone say he had at least a dozen women regularly messaging him sexually explicit content. One woman, Jasmine Wolf, says she was pressured to make a video on her knees, calling herself a D'Elia girl, and personally viewed videos of several other women repeating the same phrase. At his behest, Wolf got a tattoo of D'Elia's initials, something he apparently requested of other women as well. D'Elia has denied these allegations, which can be read in full, and then they've got the link to the Rolling Stone article.
So if this is all true, he basically sounds like somebody who just really gets off on degrading women and making sure they're degraded and they know it.
Yeah, and also him being pumped up as a god.
Yeah, that's part of the degrading.
Yeah.
You're above them.
Softcast says D'Elia equals Cumia. Yeah, not in your wildest dreams, pal.
that's-
Jesus.
That's not the same.
Cumia would try to get rid of him, and there would be biting during the fight. D'Elia's trying to grab more of them and get them to take pictures on their knees.
He wants them in a home together with tattoos of him on them.
Nice says, so Chris D'Elia is another Corey Adam.
Whoa.
I don't think anything Corey Adam was accused of quite rises to the point of D'Elia.
Not even close.
You got to remember, Corey was on the old radio show when all that shit came out. I don't remember hearing anything about D'Elia level shit. I'm pretty sure we would have cut him loose if it was D'Elia level stuff.
I think so.
Nicholas Jasso says, I went to the store today, saw a guy in a dress pissing into the urinal. I live in the South. This shit is spreading fast. Well, I don't know what to tell. I don't know what that has to do with Chris D'Elia. I don't know what the fuck that had to do with anything we were talking about, but I wish you all the best, Nicholas Jasso.
Stevie J just says Corey Fox? Question mark.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe.
I don't know.
You know what?
Call
me crazy. I kind of don't want to know the sex life of all my coworkers.
I definitely don't want to know anything about Corey Adams' sex life.
Probably yours. I'm
no
interested
offense to Corey. I like Corey, but I don't want to know anything about Corey's sex life. Yeah, no thank you. I'd rather know what Chris D'Elia is doing than know what Corey's up to.
And stranger, isn't D'Elia's, like, isn't he married too, and his wife like either knows about this stuff or like excuses it?
That's an interesting part of this. So D'Elia, it was in the Rolling Stone article. D'Elia would tell these women, like the one who, for example, the woman told him first that she was getting divorced. Yeah, and the husband was still living there. And D'Elia told her, me and my partner, we have a newborn, and that's the only reason we're together. Otherwise, we would be split. We wouldn't be together. Now, he's married to that woman and still with her now, so I'm sure she'd love to read that shit.
I guarantee you she has. I mean, what I'm hearing is like there's been some weird allegations that, like, wasn't she in a video with him basically excusing his behavior and all the stories that have been out there?
I know she's written to some of the accusers.
I know I'm not just making this up. I swear there's a video that she basically said, oh, no, this is, not what you think it is and all that.
I'm not really sure the specifics of that one. But there's the latest in the Chris D'Elia snafu, scandal, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call it.
There's more.
And I'm sure that's not the end of it. But D'Elia's in a weird place where they've already canceled his movie and Netflix career and all that stuff, but he can still do stand-up and make a living. But they don't really have enough stuff on him to, like, bring any sort of charges against him.
Concrete.
Well, it's not even not concrete. It's not illegal.
I guess what he's doing is more so creepy.
Right.
Not breaking the law.
Creepy behavior, but not illegal. It all seems consensual.
It seems a severe lack of morals, to most people. But
Dario Delfino says D'Elia would totally marry a dollar store Ghislaine Maxwell. Roots Calhoun says, why do broads think that dude is famous? Only reason I know him is because people talk shit about him. He was a pretty hot stand-up act for a while. and he was on some shows. I think if you were a younger, like, he kind of had that Dane Cook appeal.
He did.
Sort of like
Yep.
young teenage and early 20s women.
Interesting, right? Right in his wheelhouse. That's what he's going for.
Who, Dane?
No.
Oh, I was going to say,
Dalia.
Dane never
No,
did.
I think Dane Cook's fine.
I
That
am.
way.
I was never a Dane Cook fan, but I'm definitely a Dane Cook apologist.
He did well.
People are like, "Oh, he sucks. Oh, he's fucking terrible." I'm like, come on, he's not terrible. He drew a lot of money. That's the only thing real in comedy, pro wrestling, broadcasting, any of this stuff is the money and the miles, as Captain Lou Albano once said.
And he did them.
And he put on a lot of miles and drew a lot of money. There aren't too many people who had, and it wasn't the longest run, but there aren't too many people who had as hot a run as Dane Cook did in the mid-2000s. He was a pretty big deal. And he was the first one. Freaky Deaky says Vine. No, he was before Vine. He was kind of the first comic to utilize MySpace in promoting his gigs and getting really popular. That's why he had such a young following.
He might not be our taste or something like that, but he certainly did well, numbers-wise.
He did very well. So, yes, the latest on Chris D'Elia, still a creep. More women coming forward. But again, I don't really know what they can do with that information legally.
Yeah,
I think people still are staying away from him and they don't want to work with him, but I don't think you can do anything legally with the guy.
I just keep getting shocked that he does still do dates. And he will still sell out shows and shit. And like I see girlfriends go see him.
Well, the ones who still want dick, They figure he's easy.
Is that the one you want?
They figure he's easy. He's on the rebound,
I get the celebrity thing, maybe
his standards have lowered because the options aren't as plentiful as they used to be. So they're like, maybe I could score some D'Elia cock.
Just the appearance, though, alone.
Maybe they don't care. Maybe
I see that guy at a bar, and if he's staring at me, I do not go by that guy.
He is a creepy looking fuck.
Yeah.
Hobo Chili Recipe with $4.99 says, "Hi, I'm Chris D'Elia. My motto is, if there's grass on the field, I get engorged. Also, are there any playgrounds around? I'm hungry."
Oh, man.
Well, guys, we are 2:05 away from tonight's goal and 3 minutes away from the top of the hour. There is the Streamlabs, the PayPal, the Venmo, the best ways to contribute to the program. Otherwise, Super Chats, memberships, and Rumble Rants work. Want to get under 200 by the top of the hour, and we want to get up to 100 likes by the top of the hour. So hit the thumbs up. In a couple of minutes, we'll check out where we are. If you feel like chipping in, please do. If we hit that goal, we do a half hour of overtime for the evening. The writers' strike is continuing on, and the writers are now targeting Ken Jennings of Jeopardy. They've got him in their sights. Well, this is a common thing in strikes, is they want to bust the people who are crossing the picket line.
I guess.
Anyone who's crossing the picket line, you're a rat. You don't support organized labor. Even if you don't agree with why they're striking, so you're like, well, fuck it, I don't support you, I don't agree with you, I'm going to work. Or even if you try to stay neutral and you don't give a shit, and you're like, I just want to work, I just want to collect a paycheck, they're still going to bully you and get after you and hammer you.
It is true, yep.
And now they're going after Ken Jennings. Now, Ken Jennings is a millionaire many times over from being on Jeopardy.
Likely.
And some other endorsements and things of that nature. Ken Jennings certainly doesn't need any of the shit that the Writers Guild is putting on him. He's got his millions. And how many writers do you need for Jeopardy?
I feel like you don't. You just need the questions.
I look at a show like Jeopardy and I go, can't the Ken Jennings just kind of wing that one? Got your cards, got your questions, got your answers. You don't need professional Hollywood writers.
It's minimal riffing. Minimal.
Right. You need a fucking dork and a couple of professors, and they'll come up with the questions, and there you go.
I don't think we need writers. Yeah, but their whole point is, because I've been in a union too before where we're close to striking and they're all rallying the troops, and they're like, if you guys don't get in here with us, we consider you not being part of the team, right? You might as well not be with us.
Well, and it's funny because this Writers Guild strike, I remember the last one, people were like, hey, the writers, you got to stand with the writers, and you got to, I think some of the late night guys paid the staff out of their own pocket so they would stay and they would, produce a show with them. I think that's what Jay Leno and Letterman did. Well, this time around, people really don't seem to give a fuck about the writers.
They're not supporting them, really.
Yeah, entertainment has changed. The way people get entertainment has changed. And also, these writers, let's not forget, these people have lost a lot of the goodwill they had with regular people because these are the people who write late night shows, they write sitcoms, they write movies, and these people have been lecturing us and talking down to us and telling us what pieces of shit we are.
Pressuring us.
For years now, pushing bullshit agendas. And now they're going, guys, AI might take our jobs. You need to help us. It's like, will the AI write decent movies and stop remaking everything or putting a dog shit degenerate message in everything that we don't care about? Because if so, bring on the AI.
Bravo. And booty hoo to you guys.
Yeah, bring them on in. So they're going after Ken Jennings of Jeopardy because he wants to host his game show while they're doing a writer's
What a
strike.
fun gig that probably is, and you're making so much money off of it.
Yeah, well, Will Wheaton from that fucking terrible sitcom Big Bang Theory.
It's Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton. Ugh. Like even the names on that show, the actors are soft.
Will Wheaton.
And Will Wheaton, and who's the other one?
Kaylee Cuoco.
No, the main guy, Jimmy Parsons.
Oh yeah, Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons and Will Wheaton. And our laugh track, and that's what we've got for this show.
Put Jim Parsons in some serious shit. I like him like that.
I watch, if I ever see Big Bang Theory, I turn into Kevin Brennan, and I just go, get it, they're nerds!
Parsons is gay.
This show is hack! Get it, they're dorks! This show is stupid!
They can never get the girl they want.
It's human garbage! Oh yeah, get it, they're not good with girls because they know about Einstein!
Oh, they live with their moms? What?
Hey, who likes Oppenheimer, huh? Fucking shut up. Well, I hated that show.
We sound like we've watched it, though.
And you know what? I've never watched a full episode.
I have. It's not of my own choosing, but I did it.
I've watched enough clips where I go, shut the fuck up. My favorite thing to do is watch Big Bang Theory without a laugh track. They have clips of that on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's so great.
Oh, that's got to be painful, actually.
It just shows that it's a shitty program. Big Bang. Big Bang Theory without laugh track. Yeah, here we go. This is a 4-minute. Here, let's do a 1 minute and 55-second one. No laugh track.
Nothing makes beer taste better than cool, clear Rocky Mountains spring water. Where are the Rocky Mountains anyway?
Philadelphia.
Ha! Get it? That's not right.
Get it? They think he's a tard?
Yeah.
So they're just purposely throwing him off?
Really? I thought they were out west someplace.
Think about it, Raj. Where did the movie Rocky take place?
Ha 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 ha.
Philadelphia. Okay, now I get it.
So this is the plan? From now on, we're just gonna hide out in here to avoid the shamey?
I'm very comfortable here. Penny dear, why don't you shoot another silver bullet my way?
Oh, you're hurting me.
Oh, this is bad.
Ooh, somebody's been taking bitchy pills.
Ha! Bitchy pills, get it? Because girls are bitchy.
He called the girl bitchy.
I hate to mark out for a show, but you know who never had a laugh track? Never treated its audience like retards?
Mad Men.
And you always knew when to laugh. Well, no. Scrubs.
Yeah, that is true.
Never a laugh track. You
Scrubs
watched
was
it.
very funny.
You laughed.
Yep.
God, he's an ass when he drinks.
Well, he's an ass when he doesn't. You just don't hear it.
Ha ha ha!
I think we need to start entertaining the possibility that the shamey could go on for years.
Well, if that's the case, Penny will have to get satellite TV and maybe once a week want to vacuum through this place.
What's a shamey?
Who gives a fuck?
I thought you were gonna talk to Sheldon.
Well, I did.
Well, what'd he say?
Well, he pointed out that he kind of sort of had to put up with you.
Kinda, sorta, hadda?
Well, I didn't agree with him.
Well, you defended me, right?
I tried.
You're pumicing your feet at the couch. You heathen.
Yeah, no
You
laugh
made a
track.
fairly well-reasoned argument.
You're not doing that right.
What?
Gimme.
No!
No, trust me.
Laugh
I do
track
this for
back.
my mom all
Yeah,
the
they can't
time.
cut it out the whole time. That's because that show leans on that fucking laugh track so hard that you can't even when you want to cut the whole thing out.
I have a
You
new
can't.
I have a new question about shows like that I've never considered before. How do you sit there and act like that? Like, how do you physically act it out? Do you just have those awkward pauses constantly?
Yeah, you just pause because they tell you we're going to put the laugh track in there.
Like a button or something, a light.
But if you're saying, like, how do you do that show just, like, physically, 2.5 million an episode.
That's actually somehow, that's insane, by the way.
I don't know if they actually made that,
well,
but it had to be close.
I did want to bring up that, like, the show Young Sheldon, I think, when they come out with TV, like daytime, no, that's not daytime, but they come out with, like, TV awards, that thing kills for some reason.
No. So anyway, Will Wheaton from Big Bang Theory decided to warn that Ken Jennings not to do your goddamn Jeopardy show, pal, because the writers will remember.
Okay.
This is a very small town, Ken Jennings. We will all remember this. Star Trek The Next Generation star Wheaton wrote on the social media platform, "Your privilege may protect you now, but we will never forget." Well,
like it's 9/11, get it?
Like Ken Jennings needs him. You know, all those movies and TV shows Ken Jennings was doing before Jeopardy and the writer's strike.
It is really, when you're in a union or something like that, it has to be groupthink or not at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you don't show up with them to strike, they're assuming you're the enemy.
Hey, y'all, if you're here to shit on unions, you can fuck right off. Well, that's a well-reasoned argument.
Yeah, it makes me sound like sounds like I want to be part of you, right?
I've been a union man since I was a union boy, and I will be a union man until the day I die. If you're here to shit on the workers of the world or to make excuses for someone who is currently doing that, go fuck yourself and don't come back.
To which Ken Jennings says, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, to which Ken Jennings said, all right, now, are you done? Because I have a show to host. Listen, fuckstick, I'm incredibly busy.
And what they're doing is ironically a lot more smart at Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Like you have to actually be smart on that show.
Ken Jennings is worth $4 million.
That's it?
Well, this one says $6 million, so anywhere from $4 to $6 million. Well,
so he needs money.
No, I mean he'd be all right if he lived responsibly. But yeah, I mean if someone's gonna offer you a shitload of money to host Jeopardy, and the writers are like, no, you can't. It's like, dude, you were on The Big Bang Theory. I host a game show. You and I are not the same.
We're not
thing.
Alike.
Yeah, just fuck off and let me ask people questions in the form of an answer. David Skywalker says, you guys should do a segment where you tell the unfunniest jokes and add in a laugh track. Well, then I guess we could just play episodes of The Big Bang Theory with their laugh track in it.
I guess.
That works. Hobo Chili Recipe with $4.99 says, this is as bad as my nocturnal emissions. There is an eternal laugh track when I look down at 2 inches of anger. It's quite sad.
Oh, buddy.
All right. Well, you guys have eclipsed 100 likes. You're now at $200 for tonight's goal.
Thank you.
Let's see if we can knock that out and do a half hour of overtime and keep Steel Toe successful.
Yes.
This week. That would be huge, you guys. Thank you very much. Be sure to chip in on Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, memberships, however you'd like to. Contribute to the program. And let's get this thing within striking distance. Let's get it within 150 at any time. Thank you for contributing in advance. Let's go ahead and chip in and knock that number down. All right. It looks like Jackson Mahomes had his first court date today, and some more information came out on Jackson Mahomes' case. And it didn't
not looking good.
Help Jackson Mahomes in the least.
And
so
we're talking about the face grabbing and forceful kissing video, right?
Yeah. That was not the only time he choked her that night, apparently. Yeah, we're finding out more and more information. And Jackson Mahomes really seems like he's in a shitload of trouble.
So we have multiple creeps on this show.
Trucker 18 Wheeler with $2 says, wait, I was supposed to laugh during that video? No, I'm glad you didn't.
You're a normal person.
Yes, it proved my point.
It checks out.
If you didn't laugh. So Jackson Mahomes was in court, and I don't know. There's something about seeing that little fucking creep, that douchebag in handcuffs in front of a judge that just makes my soul happy.
Your heart grows 10 times its size.
I feel really good when I see Jackson Mahomes looking vulnerable and scared and
cryy,
like a squirrel running from a predator. I just feel really good when I see him nervous. Let's go ahead and check this out. This is from the courtroom today.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
This was the arraignment. Oh, come on, don't you? Hey, wait a minute. When the judge leaves, don't you want to make a fun TikTok?
I was just thinking that. Where's the phone, sir?
Come on, don't you want to do a little dance in front of the judge? Or do you want see if you can hold his gavel and you can get your sister-in-law in there and you can dance around and do a little TikTok dance. Come on, where's the...
Put on a happy face.
You did it. Remember the dead Washington Commanders player? And you stepped on his number and you did a fun TikTok dance? You did that. Do it in the courtroom. Come on. That's what I want to do. I want to go to this trial if
you
there
want to
is
heckle?
one, and I want to heckle. Whenever it's appropriate to heckle, I want to heckle.
That is going to be Aaron's vacation this year.
Yeah. He's going to go to the Jackson Mahomes court hearings. I'm going to go, hey, Jackson, you want to do a TikTok? Come on. Dance for us, Jackson. Where's your smile? Come on, smile for me, baby.
Ironically, Imholt opens up his own TikTok just for the heckling.
Just to heckle Jackson Mahomes. Aww.
Looking a little bitchy.
Come on, you little baby face.
We're getting lines in that forehead from scowling.
Oh. Jackson, aren't you going to do a TikTok? Come on.
Oh, that's it?
Man.
Oh, man.
Didn't even want to do a TikTok dance for us. He appeared in a Kansas courtroom Tuesday afternoon, marking one of the first times he's been seen in public since he was arrested. He was arrested, boys and girls.
Now, could you explain what arrestivated is?
Well,
to all
that's
of
when
us?
you get arrested in an elevator.
Oh.
You get arrestivated. And
I see.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often.
Okay.
But when it does, there's a term for it.
Well, thank you. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I invented it.
I feel enlightened.
Thanks. Since he was arrested for aggravated sexual battery earlier this month. Patrick Mahomes' little brother, a social media star who's amassed over 1 million followers on TikTok. So has he been keeping up with the TikTok? Has he been, putting the dances out there and,
We should look at that.
Yeah.
Can we find that? Do you have to have an account to go on TikTok?
We'll take a look, but Jake says, LOL, Jackson not so confident anymore.
No.
Yeah. What happened, Jackson?
I didn't see Brittany there to support him either.
No. I read something today where they were going, oh, yeah, she tweeted something cryptic about, like, is she, distancing herself from Jackson Mahomes? And
Whoa.
they showed the cryptic tweets. It's like, that's such a spoiled white bitch way to communicate, is that cryptic tweet of, oh, I need more attention. I need you all to think I'm mysterious and are wondering what I mean.
Oh, I'm up to something.
Yeah.
Or am I? I don't know.
Just say your shit, you mid-married lady.
Oh, no.
Patrick Mahomes' little brother, a social media star, showed up to the Johnson County court looking sharp, wearing a gray suit, a dark tie, and some sunglasses. Well, I mean, perfect time to do a TikTok.
Wonderful. You should only do TikToks when you look good.
Why wasn't he doing any TikToks? I got more footage of Jackson Mahomes going into the courtroom or coming out, one of the two. There you go. Shake your lawyer's hand, of course.
And then put your head down in shame.
Yeah.
Watch your back.
Is there anything today that you'd like to say to these victims?
Oh, I like that. I like the one where he's walking to the car and the black guy goes, yo, if you were a real black man, you'd be serving time for this shit.
Already.
Yeah.
Something like you'd be arrested already or
You'd
something
be arrested
weird.
already, yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Meanwhile, that criticism didn't make sense because you'd just been processed. So
Yeah, I know. It
technically, that means you've been arrested.
Technically, yeah.
There he goes. Bye, Jackson.
Give a wavesy.
Come on. Don't you want to
wave to your fans on TikTok?
Come on. Don't you want to dab for us?
Maybe get some flossing in there.
Come on, gay F. What do you say?
Whoa.
Jackson briefly sat before a judge in order to request a modification of his bond. I got to modify my bond so they can let me dance a little.
Hold on, though. What could you be requesting? Because I'm guessing he got something pretty generous already, or gracious, if you will.
Well, I'm guessing what happened was there's some vacations he wants to take.
Yeah.
Take because there's monuments that he probably wants to dab in front of and make TikToks for.
He wants to get out of the country real quick.
Yeah, he wants to, just go hang out. Dario Delfino says, I thought this prize only assaulted the club owner. Of course he's got a body count. Well, we'll get to all that.
Right. They did say victims.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 23-year-old was asking to be able to contact 4 people that he had been previously barred from speaking with as part of the conditions of his release from jail on May 3rd.
Dude, what? Jesus Christ, that's like deleting your phone number and like getting a new one after you've made a heinous phone call to like threatening somebody.
Look, Your Honor, a lot of the people who have made some accusations against me, I really need to talk to them and straighten this out so that my brother can cut them a check. I mean, so that I can, prepare my defense properly.
I just need to butter them up a little and help them understand it wasn't wrong.
Yeah. During Tuesday's proceedings, the judge ruled he could have contact with 3 of the 4.
Hey.
Jackson then left the court without speaking to reporters on the scene. He's due back for another hearing in late August. Well, enjoy your summer, Jackson.
And now those 3 are pissed because, like, why, Judge? I didn't want to hear from this guy. Thanks.
Oh, great. Now I can talk to Jackson Mahomes.
God.
Wonderful.
My life is so much better.
As reported, Jackson was arrested earlier this month and hit with 4 charges, including 3 counts of aggravated sexual battery after a restaurant owner claimed he tried to forcibly kiss her multiple times during an incident back in February. Now, we've watched the video of that. It's fucking creepy.
Cringe.
At the time of the alleged encounter, the owner also claimed Jackson had shoved a male member of her wait staff earlier in the evening. Jackson, through his attorney Brendan Davies, said he's done nothing wrong.
But you're obligated to say that, sir.
Look at that. His brother kind of looks like a douche too, but guess what?
He's
Your
earned it.
brother can throw a football 90 yards and has already won 2 Super Bowls, and he's like 25 years old. Your brother's allowed to do douchey shit because he does really cool shit too.
Kind of gets a douche pass.
Yeah, he gets a douche pass. You don't have a douche pass. You're just a guy with a douche pass's brother.
You're literally just somebody with the last name Mahomes.
That's it. Yes. You're Pat Mahomes' grown-up cum. That's the lottery that you won. Our investigation has revealed substantial evidence refuting the claims of Jackson's accuser, including the statements of several witnesses, Davies said. Yeah, I mean, that video, who are you going to believe?
She's lucky she has that video.
Yeah, who are you going to believe? All of our witnesses who say, I didn't see that, or this video. We have reached out to law enforcement to provide the fruit of our investigation so they may have a complete picture on the matter. So I guess at first they didn't let him talk to some of these people because they were, what do you call it? Essential to the prosecution.
Right.
But then they're saying, well, wait a minute. They're witnesses who may have saw what was going on. So we have to be able to talk to them as well. And I guess they got to talk to 3 of those 4 people. So I guess kind of a win for Jackson Mahomes in court today.
I think that's a win.
Hobo Chili Recipe with $4.99 says, didn't Mobb Deep have a song called Ain't No Such Thing as Halfway No, it was Crooks, Halfway Crooks.
Crooks with
Hobo
a C.
Chili Recipe. Jesus, what the hell, man? What are you? Jesus.
Oh, no.
Thank you very much, buddy. 195 away from tonight's goal. We got about 40 minutes before we rattle the cans. Thank you very much to Bobby. Bobby says, Big Bang Theory is gay and doesn't do clubs. Thank you, Bobby, for the $5 over on PayPal, where we get over 95%
Thank you.
of what comes in over on PayPal. This is around the time last night we started the rally. Let's start the rally again. Streamlabs, PayPal, and Venmo, the 3 best places to contribute to this listener-supported program. Otherwise, Super Chats, memberships, and everything else counts as well. 190 away. Keep her going. Let's go on a little rally here and keep it going strong.
Do you want to tease anyone with what you've got for overtime?
I've got some otaku.
I love otaku.
For overtime. Otaku gave himself a new nickname.
The Love Machine?
No. Well, you know what? It's probably connected.
Okay.
It's probably connected.
I was kind of hoping he's got some lady takers.
Yeah,
lately.
we've got some otaku. I could look up Great Indoors, Ed and
Yes.
Michelle, and I could see
They're so wholesome.
if they've got anything new. I'm sure they do. They're pretty prolific, Ed and Michelle.
12 hours ago.
Live slot play, hoarding house reclamation, Lake County Captain's Fun. They haven't done any restaurant stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing real.
They did with that the Mexican one 6 days ago. That could be fun.
Brennan's Fish House was the last like full-on restaurant thing that they did. Okay, so I've got otaku for you for overtime tonight. If we knock it out, we're still a good 190 away from handling that. So if you guys want to chip in, there's all the links in the chat. It's also pinned to the top of the page. Pick up your Steel Toe coffee at crescentmountcoffee.myshopify.com and get yourself the best coffee out there. Steel Toe coffee. You're going to love it as
Delicious.
dozens of people have gotten it so far. Bouncing Toast with $5 says, I am 28 currently, working out a pay raise. Here is to a raise high enough for me to possibly buy a house one day. Keep dreaming. I feel bad for people who are trying to buy their first house now.
Don't do it right now.
Absolute shit.
I know people's rent is going up. Hold out until that housing market crashes.
The interest rate is up. The prices are still high. You know, usually you get the higher interest rates will put downward pressure on prices, but you're just not so lucky.
It's hard
at the moment. But hang in there.
You got it.
Hold out hope. It's all cyclical. It all goes up. It all goes down.
Get that pay raise and keep it until the housing market crashes.
Thank you to Happy Plague Doctor with $10 says otaku always wins. Well, there you go. There's a little rally. Keep it going, boys and girls. 180 away from today's goal. 180 away. So it's going down pretty quick. Well, Bud Light has come up with an answer to their giant fuck up that they had with Dylan Mulvaney. They know how they're going to turn shit around over there at Bud Light.
Am I going to want to buy Bud Light again?
Oh, man.
Said me never.
Yeah, this is going to turn everyone around on that brand. Okay. They're going to get right back in there.
I'll catch you buying some.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Because now it's the man's beer.
Oh, yeah. Marley Analytics says, just got my Steel Toe coffee. Haven't had a chance to brew it, but it smells delicious.
Yes, the initial smell is just intoxicating when you open the bag. I agree.
It smells very good. You can sit there and...
I'd sniff it all day.
You sit there and huff it. There you go.
Yeah.
Huff our beans. Anheuser-Busch plans to temporarily redesign some of its Bud Light and Budweiser packaging as it scrambles to recover from the Dylan Mulvaney fiasco. Hey, how about that? See, guys, they put their heads together. They said that crazy white bitch put us in a real predicament here with this Dylan Mulvaney thing, but we figured it out. New logos.
Rebrand.
Yeah.
I have guesses.
That's what sports teams do when they go like 0-17 and they really shit the bed and they haven't made the playoffs for like 7 years. Basically, they're the Lions. When a team becomes the Detroit Lions, they go, well, I have an idea. Why don't we change the logo, make it look really fierce, and then people will forget that we fucking suck. Guess what? It doesn't work for sports teams. It's not going to work for Bud Light.
It's like the Mad Men conversation of the failing dog food because they're selling it with horse meat in it.
Yeah.
Change the name.
Yeah, just change it.
Change it.
No, I love the name.
But I love it. It's my family's name.
It's poisoned. It's poisoned.
It's tainted.
Zen Rhino says, when I told my mail carrier that it was coffee he delivered to me on Saturday, he said, oh, no wonder my truck smelled amazing all day. Well, there you go.
They got them nice little sniffer holes through the bag. Yeah. It's amazing.
There you go. CrescentMountCoffee.myshopify.com. There it is.
Fill your house with bean bags.
I can tell you guys how good it is, but it's the people who have already bought it who are now getting it 4 or 5 days later that really drive it home for you.
I love the community, like feeling the thought of like everybody getting up with this show and the same coffee together. Yeah, I like that feeling.
Oh, by the way, Taste Fairy says Mad Men reference. Yeah, there you go.
Gay.
Mad Men reference. Sorry about that, guys.
It's my fault.
Last week, the company held a meeting at its U.S. headquarters in St. Louis with distributors to discuss its strategy for dealing with the backlash. According to sources briefed on the situation, among the new initiatives planned is a temporary redesign of its Budweiser and Bud Light aluminum bottles, according to a distributor who did not want to be identified. Well,
of course they don't.
So let's see. We put a dude chick as the face of our product. People were disgusted by it because this person tends to be very repulsive and overbearing. And then Bud Light goes, hey, guys, I know you don't want to drink our beer because we super fucked up on entering this whole social climate, but we have an idea. We're going to make really rad-looking cans. What do you say? I don't know if this is going to stem the tide. And if it does, if this does end up working for Bud Light, then they had the dumbest, most retarded boycotters I've ever seen in the history of boycotting a product.
I have guesses. It's going to be something either it's just a big American flag, it's littered with red, white, and blue, or it's going to be something gun-related or something military-related or something.
We're going to have
bald eagle.
We're going to have our commemorative We Love America and Support the Troops bottle of Anheuser-Busch Bud Light. And if you don't like it, you're a communist who wants troops and babies to die. The CEO of Anheuser-Busch is happy people did a meme where someone was pissing into a glass and calling it Piss Light. Well, I think the CEO of Anheuser-Busch is happy because a lot of those people that went from Bud Light moved over to a slightly more expensive beer that was already owned by Anheuser-Busch because the company as a whole is doing better. Their shares are up. But Bud Light just posted another 24% sales plunge last month.
Ouch.
Last week. After 26% the week before.
Yeah, we got to stop putting politics in our beer, I think.
Well, just stop putting politics in everything, because the problem is, like, all of these people who get you all going and roped in and excited about, like, oh, we're taking a stand on these social issues. They trick these companies into thinking there's way more of these people than there actually are.
Right. It's a very small group.
There's a very small group of people that are pro the trans shit. And there's a very small group of people that are anti the trans shit. The vast majority of people, and these are the people you piss off when you try to do these things, do not care, try really hard not to hear about it, and don't want to hear about it. And when they go to things like beer and food and their favorite shows, and those shows go into that, those people get really pissed off. It's not the people who are anti-trans. They're always angry at anti-trans everything. They're always, looking out for that stuff. They're looking under every rock for it. It's the people who don't give a shit and would rather not see that put in their beer, because the anti-trans people, if you had like a Ted Nugent beer that said, yeah, we're going to, make them put their dicks back on with our beer, they would go out and buy that in mass numbers. Whereas the vast majority of us would go, somebody shut Ted Nugent up and somebody shut Dylan Mulvaney up and just sell me a beer that tastes good.
I actually don't want to be reminded of anything except goodness when I drink my beer.
That's it.
Like a summer shandy reminds me of like summer, and it just feels like summer now.
There is one man.
That's all I want.
Samuel L. Jackson did a great commercial. He absolutely wonderful commercial for his beer, and this should be the beer commercial that America takes after.
Okay,
in my opinion, in my opinion, there's only one beer commercial, and it is for Samuel L. Jackson beer. And I tell you, Comedy Central has a fucking awesome website that loads videos so
fast.
Goddamn quick. Here, trusty YouTube.
What'll it be, guys?
I'll have a scotch on the rocks.
I'll have a Samuel Adams.
Who is that young fella?
Ew.
Who is that young, handsome gentleman?
Bill Burr is gay.
Look at old Billy Burr with a head of ginger hair and all in his 20s and shit.
Nobody wants to hear anything from Boston, and that includes
I'll have
Bill.
a Samuel Jackson.
You know something? I'll have a Samuel Jackson, too.
Me 3.
See, just 3 white guys laughing with their white waiter. What a wonderful beer commercial.
It's the best.
We don't see any cocked or decocked people sitting in there. It's just a bunch of dudes getting fucked up while they engage in insider trading.
We did have to throw a black woman in the back, just for diversity.
Samuel Jackson's coming right up.
Good coach, Samuel Jackson, made painstakingly by me, Samuel L. Jackson. It'll get you drunk. You'll be fat girls in no time. You might even fight a nigga or two. Bitch.
See, now that's what I want in my beer.
I also want that.
I want you to tell me what it's going to do for me. You see, in advertising, we call that stating the benefits.
Yeah.
Is it a feature or is it a benefit? And you'll be fucking fat bitches in no time. That's a benefit.
Great.
The delicious hops made painstakingly by Samuel Jackson, that's a feature.
Sure.
All right? You might even fight it or two. That's a benefit.
Makes you feel like you can take that
Makes
fight.
you feel like a man.
Yeah.
You might even fight an N or two. That's why the boss Anthony drinks it.
Look at that face.
Oh.
How's it taste, mother?
Can you stop yelling at me, please?
No, I can't stop yelling, because that's how I talk. You ain't never seen my movies? Juice, that was a good one. Deep Blue Sea, they ate me. A shark ate me. Drink, bitch. Samuel Jackson, it's my beer. Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
See, now that's a beer I would like to drink.
Really just kind of pumps you up, doesn't it?
They didn't put any politics in there.
No.
Yeah, they didn't put they didn't put anything like too social
divisive.
in there. Nothing divisive, just good motherfucking beer.
Nothing but badassery.
Exactly. None of this trans shit. Although
Really gets your blood pumping.
Mr. Nagel had a good point. He said, I think it would just be better at this point if Bud Light just doubled down and just went all in with the social shit, because that's all the people you've got left anyway.
And maybe all they would do is stop drinking seltzers and buy your beer now.
And now they'll buy Bud Light.
That's it.
And I think what you got to do is you got to do a commercial where you show people how you can use a broken Bud Light bottle or broken Bud Light can to perform your own cockendectomy. You know, if you want to become a Dylan Mulvaney, you can use this bottle of Bud Light to chop your own dick off.
Oh, so we're really leaning in here.
Right. You could give them, and then you could call that educational. You could write the cost of that advertising off as like a charitable contribution. I think these are all positive developments. E-Rock says red can for abortion, blue can for autism. See? Ideas.
Cool. And rainbow cans for Pride Month.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's an obvious one.
It's going to be more expensive to print that, but, who cares?
Who cares? Hey, anything for the cause. Perfect. Anything for the cause.
Do you want to know something that alarmed me the other day?
What's
I'm
that?
hoping you had the same thought I did.
What?
One of the kids the other day, we were driving by a house that had a pride flag out front, and the kid out loud said, I like the rainbow flag, but it's just because children like rainbows. Nothing says they're trying to appeal to children than a rainbow flag.
Well, I don't think the gay community has ever hid the fact that they play a little fast and loose with some of the access to younger people.
Get this,
rules.
a 4-year-old doesn't know what that means. They just see pretty colors, and they're like, I like pretty colors.
But I like that because I'm just like, okay, good. You don't have to talk to them about what that flag means.
Great.
You don't have to discuss it. They can just see the rainbow flag and go, I like rainbows. It's like, perfect, yes. I'd rather have a kid say that than a kid go, oh, that's a pride flag. I'd be like, oh, no. That is the perfect reaction.
Right, that is true. I'm glad the oldest didn't then follow it up with, oh, that's a pride flag, huh?
Right. What did the middle child say about black people recently?
Would you like me to state what he said?
Yeah, I wasn't there. I was at the gym sparring, and then I come back, and April and Grandma are telling me what the middle child, what my loving, my oldest, my boy, my football player
He's my
now.
boy.
And moments after he had just run up to me and goes, hey, Dad, and goes like this and hits me square in the balls.
In public.
What did he say about black people?
So, Grandma and I are driving the kids to this craft sale, and we're talking about how all the neighborhood kids like to come over to our place now. Like, our house is the hangout for all the kids. And I was saying, hey, guys, just think of like as the older you get, like the more friends you're going to get in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, unprovoked, the middle kid, he says, except the black ones. You can't be friends with those. And
wait, no, that's what he said. I thought he said, but some of them are black.
Okay, excuse me.
Yeah,
he did, but he was insinuating like I can't be friends with those ones. He said,
you put the prejudice in his mouth.
Why else did he say it?
Well, he just,
Okay, so innocently, kind of out of nowhere, he just says, but some of them are black. And Grandma and I, like, both our jaws are dropping, like, we're both kind of like trying. She laughed. Grandma laughed a little bit, and I'm trying not to laugh. I'm like, buddy, where did you hear that? Why do you say that? And then his sisters, too, are like, buddy, why would you say that? That's not okay. And so I'm like, buddy, it's okay to be friends with black people.
We had to tell the child that it's okay to be friends with black people.
And then what did Grandma say?
I don't remember.
Like father, like son.
Oh, of course. He was, just asking questions.
Just wondering.
A lot of people in the chat right now are just saying based kid. Kane J says, I learned it by watching you, Dad.
Dad wasn't in the car.
I wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Just a Dabbler says he is a fan of the show.
Jesus Christ, man.
Sid Seraph with $4.99 says, don't pay attention to me in chat. I have to. You're a remarkably generous guy, Sid.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, buddy. All right, guys, speaking of which, we got 20 minutes until we rattle the cans. and try to knock this thing out. 20 minutes away from rattling the cans and doing our e-beggar best. I don't think we've had to do music so far this week.
Nope. We're boycotting the music.
We have not had to do music since like last Tuesday. I think we only did it once last week too. So let's get that 175 down. I know Justin Dabbler loves his super chat music, but hey, a streak is a streak, man.
I prefer it this way.
175 away. If you want to knock it out, Streamlabs, PayPal, and Venmo are the quickest ways to do it. Otherwise, super chats, memberships, gifted memberships, and if you're on Rumble, a little bit of Rumble rants.
Yeah.
Helps as well. But we are 175 away. Let's see if we can knock that down. 30 minutes of overtime on the line for that. I want to go to a Twins game very soon. I know we're in a shitty division, but I think we're still in first place in our shitty division. Yes, we are. We're in first by 3 games. We're 23-19. To give you an idea of how bad that is, we are in first place in the AL Central, but if we played in the AL East, we would be tied for last right now.
Ouch, dude.
If we were, we would be in second place in the AL West, but we would be tied for last in the AL East. But hey, we're first in the American League Central. There's benefits to being in the worst division in baseball.
Just don't tell people that part.
Well, in second place right now are the Cleveland Guardians, not the Cleveland Indians anymore. That's only what racists call them. It's the Cleveland Guardians. And the Cleveland Guardians, I guess, had to distract themselves, the fans did anyway, from how shitty their team is playing because they're still 3 games behind the worst first-place team in baseball. Let's check out how the fans entertain themselves at a Guardians game in Cleveland, considering that most people from Ohio are complete and utter human garbage.
What? Where do you get that?
Chad and Ray. So here we go. Oh, there's no sound on this one. What the fuck is Kevin Brennan doing at a baseball game?
What is he doing?
Why is Kevin starting shit with people at a baseball game? Why are you sitting in those seats? Those seats they're my seats.
I don't even understand what he's doing, though.
He's spilling nachos. Oh, shit. Yep.
You don't hit somebody's wife. You're asking for an ass beating.
You fucked up. Oh, they're going to try and rip his titties out. Oh, don't rip his titties out. What are you doing? Oh, you know what, though? This is the shittiest thing. When a guy hits your chick, but then you end up on the ground, that's embarrassing. Like, at least you took the ass whooping for it.
What?
Yeah, oh, yeah, they're talking shit at each other.
What did she say that he hit her first?
I don't know, but there's very little a woman can say. Oh, no, he's still got his hand on him.
Now we're hair pulling.
Oh, he's still trying to pull him in. Okay, so he's not doing too bad. Oh, he's getting punched in the head there, though. Oh, boy.
What do we have to say to get hit by another man?
Okay,
dude, I have to figure if a man's hitting me at a baseball game, I really fucked up.
There's a big difference. No, look, you're supposed to have a little bit of self-control where even if a woman says something shitty.
Evil. You just can't hit them.
You don't hit them, especially in public.
Yeah, do that shit in private.
Yeah, right. Yeah, when you're walking back to the cars, maybe you kneecap her with a ski mask
you goon
on.
arm them.
I don't know. Yeah, something like that. But, yeah, you don't fucking hit a stranger's wife in public, dude. But he got away with it. Well, I mean, he didn't get away with it. He still, I guess the police were called and they made a whole scene of it, obviously. But
in Ohio, that's just you skate by.
Yeah, but he got away with it in like the catching an ass whooping sense.
Oh.
Like nobody beat the shit out of him for it. The other guy tried to push him, but it didn't end up very well for him.
They didn't even say what was said or anything.
No.
In the article.
Hobo Chili Recipe with $4.99 says, I'm starting to believe that your child also laughed hysterically in the beginning of the movie Amistad. The middle passage was a hoot. I don't think so. But that puts us 170 away from knocking out tonight's goal. If you're feeling generous, please contribute.
Thank you.
We do appreciate it. Matt Fields gifting a membership. Thank you very much, buddy.
Nice.
Those count as well. Now, it's unclear how things were ultimately broken up. As for the game, the Guardians did end up beating Los Angeles 8-6.
Oh.
Hey.
So there's a couple beatings.
All of the parties involved left the game without making a report. Okay, so nobody ratted the cops.
So that's just how you handle shit in Ohio?
Somebody said the woman spit on him. Let's go back.
Which woman? The red shirt?
The one who got hit.
Yeah, the red shirt.
Spit on the guy. Let's see.
I'm watching her. She did.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
she
she
totally
did. Oh,
Yep.
fuck.
You're going to get slapped for that one.
Don't spit. What are you, an animal? What are you, spitting
I
at
will
people?
say getting in people's personal space, like in their face or spitting, are two of the most disrespectful things you could do.
I can see someone turning red at getting spit on and hitting. Okay, now.
Yeah,
look,
you've touched me now with your bodily fluids.
I'm not saying I would hit the chick.
But
with
you'd
the old-
want to, right?
The old Chris Rock, but I understand.
Right.
She did spit on you. All bets are off at that point. Oh, by the way, Justin Dabbler just got gifted a membership. That's awesome. I want him having a membership. By the way, MSO still will not call it. He keeps putting the zipper mouth emoji up.
He's nervous.
He will not call that we're not hitting the goal tonight. Matt Field, or a hobo chili recipe with another $4.99 says a lot of "oh for sure" and "don't you know" being thrown around in this brawl. Cleveland is it's Rust Belty.
Are they us adjacent?
They're us adjacent. We're not quite. We're a little bit better than the Rust Belt.
I agree.
We're kind of the grain belt.
Yeah, what do you
will.
call us?
We're upper Midwesterners.
Aren't we just Midwest?
Yeah, we're just Midwesterners in Minnesota.
We're a flyover state.
Most of the country thinks of us and they just think Fargo. That's about it. 165 away from knocking it down, knocking it out, doing a half hour, do your thing, do your stuff, doing a half hour of overtime. 15 minutes until we rattle the cans. Let's see if we can go on a bit of a rally here and hammer this thing out. 165 away. I don't know how many of you saw the Trump news recently, but special counsel John Durham was brought on to investigate the Department of Justice and the FBI investigating the Trump-Russia stuff back in the day.
The collusion.
He wanted to look into how they conducted the investigation on ties to Russia in the 2016 election. Special counsel John Durham found that the Department of Justice and FBI failed to uphold their mission of strict fidelity to the law when it launched the Trump-Russia investigation. Remember, a lot of this Trump-Russia investigation was based on information that was given to them by the Clinton campaign, that was written by this guy Steele, who turned out to be completely full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the Steele dossier was found to be, at best, unsubstantiated, shall we say. And the FBI and Justice Department said, well, we're going to investigate Trump's ties to Russia based on this dossier. Well, special counsel John Durham looked into it and he said, yeah, you guys were way out of line conducting this investigation. He's basically saying this investigation should have never happened. You had no reason to go looking into this. This was basically a fishing expedition because you guys don't like Trump.
Great.
And that's just a special counsel that they brought in. This isn't like a pundit or some partisan hack guy. John Durham found that they failed to uphold their mission of strict fidelity to the law. Remember, there was a 4-star general, General Michael Flynn, who was found guilty of lying to the FBI because of the answers he gave in this investigation. So they shamed a 4-star general because he didn't remember some shit right. And they put him up on charges of lying to the FBI, all over an investigation that they're saying should have never been done in the first place.
Right. Fraudulent's not the correct word.
Wow. Unsubstantiated.
Unsubstantiated.
Fox News Digital obtained Durham's report Monday afternoon after his years-long investigation into the origins of the FBI's original investigation, known as Crossfire Hurricane. Ooh.
What fun names we come up with.
Cool name. Well, you got to do something flashy with it. You didn't have any facts in there. The investigation looked into whether the Trump campaign coordinated with Russia to influence the 2016 presidential election. Spoiler alert, they didn't, but that didn't stop the rest of the half the country from basically calling Trump a Russian stooge his entire presidency. And what's funny about this is now we have a president in there who we've proven actually has taken tens of millions of dollars from the Ukrainian government, from the Chinese Communist Party, and nobody says a word.
That doesn't count somehow. Yeah, I can certainly think of some elections that have a lot more questions surrounding the actual election than that one.
That doesn't count. The money that the Biden family has gotten from China and Ukraine and Romania, but a dossier that said Trump paid hookers to piss on a bed in a Russian hotel and that Trump somehow had these connections to Russia that turned out to be horseshit, and an investigation got launched that turned out to be, what was the quote? Failed to uphold their mission of strict fidelity to the law. That became a common refrain that people would criticize Trump with to this day.
Yep.
Even though there's been no proof of it. But we have proof that Joe Biden took money from the Chinese and the Ukrainians, who we've now given hundreds of billions of dollars in weapons to. That, not only do we not talk about it, we arrest George Santos the same day to kind of throw the scent off the trail.
Yeah, put the heat on him. He's a terrible person, right?
Exactly. I mean, they're not wrong about that part, at least.
They're all bad, though, in politics.
Happy Plague Doctor with $10 says, Otaku always wins. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
We are now 160 away from knocking this thing out of the park. Happy Plague Doctor with another 5 says, I'm even drunker. Ain't we a pair, Raggedy Man? All right. Well,
thank you, sir.
There you go. We are 155 away from knocking it out. Everybody get a little generous. Everybody get a little irresponsible. Throw into that PayPal. Throw into that Streamlabs. Let's do some overtime tonight. We got 10 minutes until we rattle the cans and fire up the music. So some of the other findings in this. Durham said his investigation also revealed that senior FBI personnel displayed a serious lack of analytical rigor towards the information that they received, especially information received from politically affiliated persons and entities. So that's kind of a reference to the Clinton the Clinton campaign gave the FBI and Justice Department all this anti-Trump, Trump is connected to Russia stuff. And the FBI and the Justice Department just took it and said, oh, thank you. That's very helpful.
I'm going to eat that up.
Yeah. Instead of scrutinizing it and going, I don't know, this came from your political enemies. This would
Right, they're not looking at the source.
Yeah, if Trump gave the FBI, this would be like if Trump gave the FBI those pizza emails that people thought were coded language to child molestation, and they went and raided Comet Ping Pong Pizza after that and went, Hillary Clinton's fucking kids down there. Come on. Well, where'd you get that information? Trump gave it to us. Well,
oh my God.
Guys, you didn't sit on that for a minute and look into it? No, it's what we wanted to hear.
All right, they want to go to imright.com.
That's scary to me, though. It doesn't surprise me, but at the same time, it scares me that the FBI can just go, fuck it, this is what we want. Let's go. Let's move on this one. Oh, shit. Matt Fields with $4.99 says BuzzFeed is the only casualty of the Russia hoax. Well, that and 500,000 Slavs. Great job, FBI. By the way, Aaron, Marbles is willing to forgive you. Oh, man, I would love to be forgiven by Marbles.
What did you do to him again?
That's the cat stuff.
Oh, the kitty.
Yeah, the cat stuff. Thank you very much, Matt Fields. We are now officially 150 away from our goal. Let's keep chipping in. Everybody get generous like Matt Fields, Happy Plague Doctor, and Hobo Chili Recipe. We get about 5-6 more of you in here, and we're going to knock this thing out and do 30 minutes of overtime, and Steel Toe is going to be fully backed for the day.
Yeah, you get us for longer.
Durham said his investigation revealed that they did not show analytical rigor towards the information that they received. This information in part triggered and sustained Crossfire Hurricane and contributed to the subsequent need for Special Counsel Mueller's investigation, the report said. In particular, there was significant reliance on investigative leads provided or funded by Trump's political opponents. So the FBI triggered the Mueller investigation based almost entirely on shit the Clinton campaign gave them.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Wow, that's filthy.
I mean, this is our Justice Department. This is our whole legal system. Rotten to the core.
It is all fucked.
I mean, how do any Americans have any faith in any of these organizations anymore after you read something like that?
Gotta have faith as long as it's against the guy you hate.
Well, yeah, right. Well, and then you see all the FBI plants they've been putting in all these different groups, and the FBI trying to stage that kidnapping of Governor Whitmer in Michigan, and then passing it off to that group and going, look, they wanted to kidnap the governor. It's like, you told us to.
You literally put us up to it.
How does anyone have any faith in the federal law enforcement arm of the United States after they went, sure, this guy who's running for president, yeah, let's fucking investigate him. Then he became president. Yeah, let's investigate him. Let's fucking bury this guy. It's like, well, wait a minute. That's not what the police are supposed to do. That's not what investigators are supposed to do. You're supposed to gather facts and gather evidence and let that guide you.
I think in this case, your idea and my idea of faith is very misplaced. Like, they have faith in these entities to take down the bad guys in their eyes. Like, let's get rid of these people I hate. Not to do the right thing, but to do the thing they want.
Yeah, the whole thing was predicated on information they got from Hillary Clinton's campaign. That's, I mean, hey man, we're going to investigate you for being a filthy, abusive homosexual. Why? Where'd you get that information? From your ex? What? Yeah, she hates my guts. Yeah, and she told us you were an abusive homo. It's like, well, do I need to deny that? No, you don't need to deny that, because we are going to go ahead and just investigate it for you anyway.
And we're going to find that she was right.
What's his nuts gifting 10 memberships. Thank you very much, buddy. That's knocking us down to 125.
Thank you.
This evening. Thank you, What's his nuts, for gifting those memberships.
Very cool.
If you want a free Steel Toe membership, you just got to hit the join button.
Enable.
Hit the 3 buttons on top and enable gifted memberships. And there's 10 just sitting right out there for you.
You'll snatch one up.
Yeah, as we push 800 members at this point.
It's a lot of wieners.
Thank you guys very much. Danger Bear Wolf Turtle says, here, give your boy a pat on the back for me. New boot goofing. There's $10 from Danger Bear Wolf Turtle.
Thank you.
15 from Ethan says, Aaron has enough forehead acreage to open a swine ranch. How is that helpful?
Wait, a swine ranch? What does that have to do with forehead?
How is that helpful?
I will say, like, on camera, you look much better with a haircut.
I like this haircut. I like this haircut a lot.
I think you look sharp, and that shirt is good on you, too.
Oh, thanks. I got back into
it makes you look more tan.
I got back into the gym today, so felt like I wanted to feel like the Hulkster. $100 away from this evening's goal. We are only 100 away. I am sorry, Granny. Why don't you call back in a little bit, buddy? Because I am not connected to the system. Whoopsie daisy. Once again, oopsies. Let's get connected there. Oop. Boy, I am really.
I think they're starting to think
here.
you do that on purpose to silence the callers.
Yes, I want to silence. Well, I mean, Granny on the evening shows can get a little iffy, but
a little wavery.
Yeah, he's kind of wobbling back and forth during the evening shows. All right,
he's a loose cannon.
There, we're all connected. Granny, go ahead, buddy, fire away if you'd like to. Yeah, I wish I could spend more time on this story, but honestly, it doesn't surprise me at all.
It's not surprising. It is slightly maddening, but you expected it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? You know what? We got to have Granny on. He's a Fed.
Oh, he would know about this.
Granny would know all about this stuff because Granny is a Fed.
With the inside scoop?
He would have the inside scoop on how this whole Trump thing went down.
Damn, call back.
Neil, thank you very much for the $50 over on Streamlabs PayPal. We appreciate that, buddy. Guys, we are only 50 away from knocking out our goal tonight. And just a dabbler, I am really sorry, but that means no super chat music.
That means we're headed to OT.
Yep, we're inside of $50, so that means that you guys are just on your own to knock out that 50 and make it a successful night for Steel Toe. Thank you very much, Neil, and thank you everybody who's contributed. Only 50 away. All right, if you want to contribute, there's all the links in the chat.
Very generous.
Let's talk to Granny.
Call from.
Oh, boy. Hey, Fed, what's going on? Did you want to talk about Trump and the hatchet job your people did on him?
I ain't never used a hatchet in my life. Generally, when I use something to, kill people, that's generally a lawnmower blade or whatnot. And
you mean
I aim to kill them with it.
You mean a Kaiser blade? Some people call it a sling blade. I call it a Kaiser blade.
It could be.
What does he say to his dad? What does he say to his dad towards the end of the movie? I'd study. Was it I'd studied on killing you for quite some time.
I reckon he can sit there in that chair I ain't no reason to kill you.
Just go.
And what I'd like to say is, you boys need Ort Johnson to start tripping into that goal.
I think what it was, you should have never done that to your boy.
You ought not talk like that. You're just a boy.
All right. Granny,
understand you got the gay mustache and whatnot. We're trying to get the facial hair to grow in like an ain't a boy.
All right. Thank you very much, Granny. Always a pleasure.
I appreciate it.
Can we get a wellness check,
I
please?
did not have Granny calling in as Carl Childers on my bingo card for tonight.
No.
The Happy Plague Doctor with $5 says another otaku victory, most honorable. All right, guys, 45 away from tonight's goal. We're doing overtime, so you guys go ahead and bang out the rest of it. What do you say? There's the links in the chat.
Yes.
You know what? The problem, you know why Granny's watching this show and calling in tonight and not driving around in his car?
Oh, tell us.
It ain't got no gas in it.
A whole dog with the correct question. Is that man wasted?
I believe that man is under the influence of some sort of free-range pharmaceutical.
Inebriated.
Shall I say.
I'm sorry.
Yul Gibbons with $10 and throws a link to Granny's Twitch channel. There you go.
Aww.
Hey, we're going to be back on Twitch soon. That's right.
I never left.
We're now going to spread our audience over 3 different platforms. It's going to be great.
Covering you all.
Why can't we just use your channel?
Because
it's your name. It's not.
Well, I can change my name.
Can you cut your hair and change your name? Y'all just want to be Sorry.
Honest, quick question with a quick answer. If I were to cut my hair, what should I do? What would I do? Would I look good with anything but this?
It wasn't really something I was
right here
really driving towards. Really, no. I think your
a
hair
pixie
is
cut, like
fine the way it is.
Mariska Hargitay.
We're not gonna fucking turn this into The View. That wasn't my aim with that question.
I want to look like her.
I just wanted to know if we could,
make me look like Benson.
No, I just wanted to use your Twitch account.
Oh, so you just want to use me?
Yeah, I want to talk about your hair and what we're gonna do with it. That's one of those. When we were on the radio, I used to when people would start getting into tangents like that, I would always go, all right, guys, come on. Let's cut it out. We're podcasting now.
Did you not hear how I prefaced it?
But that's what I would always do.
Real quick. Answer. You made this longer than it had to be.
It was always it was a thing when Corey was on. I would always cut off. I go, all right, we're podcasting now. Come on, let's get back to business.
You made this longer than I did.
Thank you very much to Yul Gibbons. We appreciate that. $40 away from knocking it out, boys and girls. We're doing overtime without the music. So you guys kick into that PayPal, Streamlabs, and everywhere else and knock out that $40. Otherwise, we are going to fire up the music at 9:25.
Ew.
Let's do this Trump thing real quick, and then we'll get into wrestling otaku. This is a 60 Minutes interview from years ago. I think this was when Trump was president.
I was going to say he was looking good.
And, boy, I tell you this, now that we know what we know about the FBI investigation, that it was all pretty much predicated on bullshit, and special counsel Durham now says, yeah, you guys were really unprofessional with this whole Trump investigation.
Tiny.
You tied up the country for years. The guy got impeached.
Twice.
No, the second one was not about this.
Oh.
He got impeached over this Russia thing, over this Mueller investigation thing. And special counsel Durham now says, yeah, guys, it was all predicated on horseshit. You took evidence from his political opponents and made your whole investigation about it. So let's see how this argument with Leslie Stahl from 60 Minutes makes Trump look in hindsight.
So the biggest scandal was when they spied on my campaign. They spied on my campaign.
There's no real evidence of that.
Of course.
Oh, wait, by the way, wait a minute. Notice what she said at first and then what she ended up saying.
There's no real evidence of that.
Of course.
There's no evidence.
No
real evidence of that.
Not yet, ma'am.
Yeah, I mean, real evidence, like what Hillary gave to the FBI, that real evidence.
Would you say that statement she just made didn't age well?
No, it's going to get worse, too.
When they spied on my campaign. They spied on my campaign.
There's no real evidence of that.
Of course there is. It's all over the place. Leslie,
Sir,
they spied on my campaign and they got caught.
Can I say something? This is 60 Minutes.
By the way, not only that, Obama Obama's administration was one of the people they found out was spying on Trump's campaign. The Obama administration was part of it. And then what the Obama administration found on Trump's campaign, they gave to Hillary, and then Hillary gave it to the FBI, and the FBI, without scrutinizing or analyzing any of it, went, oh, well, we can launch a full-blown investigation on this thing then. And you know what's amazing about Trump? Trump deserves some credit for this. Usually if you decide you're going to look into a politician, you'll find something.
Something dirty.
They're all rotten and dirty. You'll find something. They didn't find anything on this guy.
Nope.
So he does deserve some credit for that.
It's all over the place. Leslie,
Sir,
they spied on my campaign and they got caught.
Can I say something? You know, this is 60 Minutes.
What?
And
I'm sorry. I thought I was on The Daily Show. I apologize. I took a wrong turn at Rockefeller Center. My bad.
But did she just pull us, like, by the way, he's president, and she said, sir.
Yeah.
Do you know who I am? Did she just do that?
And we can't put on things we can't
No,
verify.
you won't put it on because it's bad for Biden.
We can't
Look, let
put
me tell
on
you.
things we can't verify.
Leslie, they spied on my campaign.
Well, we can't verify
It's been totally
that.
verified.
No.
It's been, just go down and get the papers. They spied on my campaign, they got caught.
No.
And then they went much further than that, and they got caught. And you will see that, Leslie, and you know that, but you just don't want to put it on the air.
As a matter of fact, I don't know that.
Well, guess what? You do now.
Yeah, if
and
you
that,
don't
by
know.
the way, bad for Biden, so that means that was during the election.
Yeah, if you don't know, now you know.
Ooh. So that is not aging well for old Leslie Stahl. David Lyons with 1999 Super Chat says, look into the work of Whitney Webb. She has comprehensive investigative research on everything you're currently discussing. Well, maybe I'll give that a Google
Whitney
a little
Webb.
bit later on. Thank you, buddy. $25 away from knocking it out today. Thank you very much. $25 away from hammering out this goal as we are now into overtime. So if you feel like knocking it out, there you go. $25 away. Streamlabs, PayPal, and Venmo, all part of the ways to contribute. Super Chats and memberships, part of it as well. All right.
Thanks, guys.
We promised you guys Wrestling Otaku, and we got a bunch of other stuff we can get into during overtime. I don't think this is going to take the whole half hour. Okay. By the way, we also have the KSI clip that we did on yesterday's show. That's going to be coming out as soon as this show is over at the bottom of the hour. So be sure to stick around on the channel and watch that. Hit like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. We do appreciate it. All right. Wrestling Otaku has come up with a new nickname for himself, and it is a good one. Here we go. Let's not waste any time. Let's even skip through that intro. Wrestling Otaku is so generous with his time that he decided to give us a 4-minute video outside of work before he goes in for an afternoon shift.
Oh, it's in a nice park-looking area.
This is the hardest working man in the business right here. Wrestling Otaku letting us know that he's got a new nickname. Now, usually people give you a nickname.
Right. You don't do it yourself.
You don't do it yourself. But when you're so goddamn star-spangled cool as Wrestling Otaku is, you get to give yourself your own nicknames.
I
Because
agree.
nobody else is qualified to do it but you.
He's the only one.
Let's check out Otaku.
All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the one and only Wrestling Otaku channel. Of course, your personification of excellence here on YouTube and YWC, the kingpin of the IWC, the O-Dog. Back here with this video, it is Tuesday, May 16th of 2023.
I love the pro wrestler promo moves he always does. Like, there's always that exaggerated touch of the glasses, and
Yes.
then let me tell you something, brother.
This.
Yeah.
Look at this. He's really good.
Otaku's cutting promos.
Yeah.
I want to do this video before I head into work here, and I did another video on the F-Rush channel. By the time you see this, you should see that.
Slow down.
I got a late shift at work today. But anyway,
Must be
I want to go ahead and
cold
say
there.
this.
Yeah.
I do have...
It's a little chilly for old Otaku.
Those are looking good and perky.
I don't think we need to really make fun of the poor guy. It's
I
chilly
hope-
out there, and I hope he brought a jacket.
I hope he has a nice job cutting glass.
Yeah.
a few videos I plan on doing. I want to do the Ravens 2023 schedule prediction. You
Go
know,
on,
my
King.
thoughts on the Ravens 2023 schedule, because the NFL schedule release for this year for 2023 came out recently. And the Ravens schedule has been listed. It has been announced.
Great,
so I want to
great.
give my
Nickname.
thoughts on the schedule,
Cool.
and also predictions, all that kind of stuff. You'll be seeing that very soon.
Nickname. What's the new
and
nickname?
also, got some other wrestling topics that I plan on doing here on the channel.
Well, what's your new
in
nickname?
the coming days, and then of course the World of Wrestling podcast will be this upcoming Saturday.
Of course.
But anyway, I want to do this quick video here because I just want to let you guys know that I have decided on, and I have been given, or I basically have given myself
I love that part. He's like, I have been given. Well, okay.
God-given.
The Lord blessed
The
me
Lord.
with great nipples and a new nickname.
He came to me in a dream.
Yes.
Last night.
Have been given, or I basically have given myself a new name, a new nickname, if you will. Now, in the period that I've had this channel, the 8 years that I've had
Pussy Malone.
Pussy Slayer.
Snatchmaker. Otaku. We'll see.
channel, I had a lot of nicknames. I was, the ultimate protagonist,
Yeah.
the most informed, factual, and passionate wrestling talk channel here on YouTube.
Yep.
I
little
call
long.
myself the IWC Kingpin.
Yep.
The IWC Mr. Wonderful.
All true.
The O-Dog.
O-Dog.
I've had a lot of names, some of which I can't even think of right now because that's how many names I've given myself. But I've decided that
Otaku. Look, we don't need to mention that they've all been given to you by you. I mean, that takes something away from it a little bit. But
Oh, hey, but when you're him, you get to do that.
But now, he does a good job of building you up because now you're just sitting there screaming at your screen. What's the new nickname?
Yeah, right. My knees bouncing.
I have to know what the new nickname is.
I'm anxious.
that in light of recent things, in light of what I've seen recently, I think I should give myself another nickname, another new name, and that being the Riz Master.
Hey, the Riz Master. Do you know what Riz is?
No, enlighten me.
You don't know what Riz... Well, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to let the Riz Master... Why would you want me to tell you what Riz is
You know what?
when you're sitting right in front of the Riz Master over here?
You're right. Say no more.
That's right, because yours truly does have the Riz, if you catch my drift. If you catch
Is that a new AIDS?
Is this like a new putting on the Ritz? Like, what is this shit?
It's a new kind of cracker that he eats?
Oh,
If
soggy
you don't know what
cracker.
Riz means, it's basically a line. It's basically a term, like a urban dictionary or recent term that people use nowadays to
I'm against it.
describe or it's basically a short way of saying charisma. Or it's basically another way for saying charisma. I notice people in comment sections on certain videos mentioning it, specifically in say anime, like with anime
Sure.
clips and stuff like that. People
Where
will
all the
mention
cool
that,
nicknames
oh, this
come
guy's
from.
got Riz or that guy's got Riz. Initially, I didn't know what the fuck that was, and then I had to look it up. And apparently it's short for charisma. So, and in terms of charisma, when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to the IWC, there's nobody better than the Wrestling Otaku.
You can't argue with the guy when he's right.
How isn't he just swimming in puss?
It is a fitting nickname to give oneself if it fits oneself as well as it fits one wrestling otaku.
Those eyebrows have more charisma in themselves than this whole show does.
That's right. That's why he's the Riz Master, and I'm not. But look, before anyone makes fun of otaku here, just remember, we have now heard of 2 YouTubers who have taken their names off of Urban Dictionary. I think he got the better end of it because the other guy nicknamed himself a white girl who only sleeps with black dudes to get back at her father. So, Rizmaster Mudshark, I'm going to go ahead and say that Wrestling Otaku got the better end of the Urban Dictionary nicknames.
Still winning.
Yes, still winning.
Or there's very few that can match the Riz that the Wrestling Otaku's got. So I figure it's only appropriate that I proclaim myself and that I name myself the Riz Master.
Fuck yeah.
So that's what I will be known as on here. And
Now, you guys can say whatever you want. Otaku's a nerd. Otaku's a dork. Otaku's got really hard nipples. But one thing you got to give.
selling point.
One thing you got to give the guy.
Yeah.
He is going into work today floating.
He is. I'm actually for real, I'm starting to get offended on occasion that this guy hasn't found somebody because he is chock full of charisma. He believes in himself.
This guy believes in himself even if nobody else does. I mean, this guy is, you talk about a guy who bought the bullshit. Like, he's the secret. He's speak it, believe it, receive it.
He is the spice of life.
Yes.
I think I might even
He's the Riz Master.
change one of my profiles on social media, maybe my Twitter account or one of my or made my Instagram account to the Riz Master because I think
I'm officially changing my Twitter to the Riz Master tonight.
You? How dare you take that from him? I'm following him on Instagram.
I think it fits. I think it's only fitting that I be the Riz Master. So, so I'm going to call myself that on top of the O-Dog and on top of the IWC Kingpin and all that kind of stuff.
He's not getting rid of one of his many great nicknames. He's just adding new ones to it.
Adding it to his repertoire.
Yeah. You can't get rid of the O-Dog for the Riz Master.
I thought you said Oat Dog.
He's
the Oat Dog.
The Carb Man.
It has a nice ring to it. It has a nice ring to it. The Riz Master.
Yeah.
Wrestling Otaku, the Riz Master, because I got the Riz. I got the Riz for days and days and days. You guys should know that, having watched this channel as long as you have. So, but anyway, that's pretty much all I got to say for that. So a little short video, obviously wasn't a long video. But anyway, get used to calling me the Riz Master.
Fuck
and I'll be continuing to use that name and that terminology and that nickname for a long time because, again, it fits. It fits myself. It fits the persona, it fits the character, and it fits me personally. So anyway, that's all I got to say for that. So till next time, Wrestling Otaku, Riz Master, I'm out. See you guys later. Like I said, got a late day at work, so you guys will be probably hearing from me.
Wrap up the goddamn video. I hate people who take forever to bring it in.
So then, Wrestling Otaku, I'm out. See you guys later. And fuck Logan Paul 2. And B.I., I'm out, guys. Riz Master, out. Later. See you guys in the next one. Peace.
All right. I want to now do a Wrestling Otaku video where I take 45 seconds to sign off.
I never want to be insulted by you for my Minnesota goodbyes ever again.
Oh my God, that took forever.
That was horrific.
But then again, it probably takes forever to say goodbye if you are the Riz Master.
When you have that much charisma, you got to get it out somehow.
Takes a while. Curly Adams says, this guy is more narcissistic than Aaron. Impressive. Well, this guy's a shoot.
It does actually take a lot.
Search for Spock says, I think butt plug is much better. No, not at all. I think I think you're incorrect on that one. I think the Riz Master is beautiful. I think butt plug would be mildly offensive.
I found you a butt plug at Fleet Farm this weekend.
Oh, yeah, you did. That one was very jagged though.
It had edges and ridges.
Yeah, that one.
And splinters.
$25 away from tonight's goal. We are doing overtime on credit tonight. Still, it's been over a week since we've had to play the music, so that's very good. But let's find a couple more people to shoot in. 25 away. Well, there's Hobo Chili Recipe with $19.99. Says, here's some money. I just had to give a hand jibber to a Portuguese sailor, but he popped in my eye, and now it's stinging. And the soundtrack to Fiddler on the Roof is playing in my head. You better thank me for my service. Well, thank you for giving a hand jibber.
Salut.
To Robert Shaw from Jaws. We appreciate that.
Ooh.
All right, boys and girls.
Thank you.
$10 away from tonight's goal. Only 10 away. Thank you very much. Streamlabs, PayPal, all that shit in the chat. All right, continuing on. The O-Dog. Oh, Captain Charisma. No, not Captain Charisma. The Riz Master. That's what it is.
I unironically like him.
Yeah, I'm really starting to turn around on Wrestling Otaku, and I'm just starting to enjoy him.
I really do. Like, you can just kind of see that he truly believes in the level of charisma he has to give the world.
Yeah.
And there is something refreshing about that.
Yeah, I like the guy. By the way, everyone, hit the thumbs up button, hit subscribe, all of that other stuff. Thank you very much for keeping the drive to 10,000 alive. It is looking good.
Thank you.
We are less than 270 away from getting to 10,000 in a shade over a year. We are probably now. The end of May is still a decent possibility, but it's looking more like a week or two into June. So a little over a year and 10,000 subs. I mean, there's people chasing Steel Toe and desperately trying to get Steel Toe's attention, who have been at it for like 20 years and haven't even cracked 8 or 9. And we're looking at a little over a year and 10,000. That makes me feel as good as it's got to sting down deep for everyone else. So I'm very excited about it. So we're less than 270 away from 10,000 subs. So hit the subscribe button.
It's free.
Hit the thumbs up, and we're only $10 away from knocking out tonight's goal. And remember, no goal after 7 o'clock a.m. tomorrow, because half of everything you contribute to the show after the first hour tomorrow goes right to our guest host, Adonis Paul. AP, the animated man, the cartoon man.
I'm so excited. Tomorrow is my intro to him, and I'm very much excited to watch that show.
Adonis Paul's channel on YouTube, by the way, is really good. You guys will really enjoy it. Check it out and get caught up before tomorrow's show. A Missouri student is being suspended, a sophomore at a Missouri high school, who recorded a teacher using a racial slur during class, was suspended for 3 days.
So the student, how dare you?
Yes.
Record me saying that. We're supposed to have free speech here.
Back to the old school. I like this.
I actually kind of do like this.
Back to the old school of like the kid tattles and that used to happen when I was in school. Like somebody would like tell on a teacher who was actually doing something that's not good. Mm-hmm. And the kid would get in trouble for telling on the teacher.
Or check it out. Don't have your phone out in class. That's not allowed.
Right.
I will suspend you because you had your phone out.
They're
How's
like,
that sound?
hey, but she said the N-word. Look, we're going to deal with that, all right? I'm sure the news is going to be here by the end of the week. We're going to have to deal with that at some point.
But now you extra suspend that kid because now you've brought the news to our school. How dare you?
And the news is just going to make us look like a bunch of racist assholes.
I don't need them sniffing up my ass.
Yeah, so you having your phone out in class really fucked us over. So you're out for 3 days.
Now they're going to see our racist posters on the walls.
Yeah, it's going to be
There was a school like that. Remember those pictures in the classroom? Somebody had like old like KKK pictures up in their room.
Yeah,
black and white ones.
It was for like a history assignment.
Yes, because let's put it up on the wall just to show how bad it was.
You know, context is king, as they say.
You don't really know how bad it was until you look at it.
Right, exactly. They were just doing it to show you how bad it was.
And next up, American History X.
Mary Walton, a student at Glendale High School in Springfield. Sounds like a white girl who's just sticking her nose in all kinds of racist business, trying to save everybody. Said she was told Friday that she would not be allowed to return to school until Wednesday because she violated district policy on inappropriate use of electronic devices.
Oh, that's great.
Exactly. You don't use our electronic devices here at school to film our teachers saying the N-word.
Sure don't.
Supposed to keep that shit hush-hush, and you come tell me privately, and then we deal with it through the union and the lawyers.
You know what would fix this, actually? And I don't know that I'm for this, really, but like just having a security camera in each classroom, because it's not like anyone's getting naked in those rooms. You're not supposed to be.
The teacher, whose name has not been released, was put on paid administrative leave after using the racial slur on Tuesday.
Oh.
On Saturday, attorney Natalie Hall said she plans to issue a demand letter in an effort to get the suspension lifted so Walton can return to class as soon as Monday. The family is also seeking an apology, Hall said. Well, look, everybody who made a mistake, everybody who fucked up, got punished for it, you know?
Yeah.
So the kid who used the cell phone, which you're not supposed to do,
right,
got in trouble because, you're not supposed to do that. But it's not like they let the teacher just say the N-word and then, all right, go back to class.
You get it past this one time.
Yeah. Now, Walton said the teacher used the racial slur 6 times.
Okay, well, you know, one's a bit rich, but I could let it slide.
I got to say, using the N-word 6 times in one class, that's at least 3 too many. 2 of which were recorded on her video. Walton wasn't sure what prompted the exchange, but she said the teacher asked some of her classmates why they were allowed to use the slur, but he wasn't. Oh, okay. So you got black kids in the class who are dropping N-bombs.
Yep.
And the teachers had it, and technically you should be allowed to punish those kids because you shouldn't be talking like that. But he then goes into here's the problem. Kids are dumber than they've ever been, allegedly. I think statistically.
I don't think you need to say allegedly.
I think statistically we've never been dumber.
Yeah.
And that's with lowering all the test score mandates.
We're lowering bars.
We're like the dumbest kids we've ever been. So this teacher made the mistake of going, I have an idea. I'm going to try and reach these retards on a philosophical level. And we're going to have a philosophical discussion as to why the black kids can say that word. But as a teacher, I can't say that word. And I'm sure what the teachers union is going to tell him is, dude, you lost our support at philosophical conversation. It's not, we can't even have a philosophical conversation about race amongst adults in this country. Do you think you're going to have it in front of a bunch of horny 17-year-olds who are just staring at the girl down the road's tits? No. This was a fruitless endeavor the minute you attended.
It absolutely was. And I get the argument, like, but it is hack to say that too. Like, oh, black people can say it. Why can't I say it?
David Lyon says 6 times. You could have used 5 other racial slurs meaning the same thing to add some color to the statement. Yeah. The guy got to use 6 racial slurs in class and he didn't even spice it up a little bit.
Make it flamboyant.
Whatever happened to diversity?
Make it count.
On Saturday, attorney Natalie Hall said she plans to issue a demand letter in an effort to get the suspension lifted so Walton can return to class as soon as Monday. The family is also seeking an apology. She said the teacher told her to put her phone away when he realized Walton was recording him. When she refused, he told her to go to the office, but stopped short of sending her. Well,
wow.
Well, yeah, I mean, he knows what's on that phone.
Yeah. I mean, while the kid was screwing up, breaking protocol here, like, you did fuck up.
Yeah, you're kind of in trouble if you're the teacher either way. You're like, all right, look, you got to go to the principal's office. You're breaking the rules on phones. And they're
what
like,
do you do? Do you know? Go ahead.
You're like, oh, well, fine. All right, I'll go to the principal's office. No. Don't go to the principal's office. Sit down. Just here, give me your phone. No. Damn it. That was my next idea.
Do you just hope and pray for the end of that class and then negotiate with that student after, like, I will give you an A for the rest of the year if you just fucking delete that in front of me?
You race that student to the principal's office. You're just going to see an adult and a high school kid sprinting, both of them as fast as they can, to the principal's office.
Uh-oh.
Both of them trying to knock each other over and knock the phone out of her hand. And
then destruction of property too. So like you got that on you. Oh, that's not good.
Yes, sir. I heard you. But if I drop this thing, then you got me on destruction of property too. Guys, we're only $10 away. Let's knock out that last $10 in the last 10 minutes of overtime here. There's the links in the chat. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, memberships. Let's knock out that last 10 and call her a successful day or a successful evening for the Steel Toe.
Successful day.
Yes. She said the teacher told her to put her phone away, but when he realized Walton was recording him, when she refused, he told her to go to the office, but stopped short of sending her. Walton sent the video to her mom and shared it with one friend. Walton said she didn't upload it, but it spread really, really fast. Well, yeah, you sent it to a woman and a high school kid.
Yeah, what do you think's going to happen, tattle tits?
You might as well have uploaded it to YouTube at that point.
Yeah, but then are you just like, do you think there's any part of the student body that hates you now because you're a tattle tits? You sit and tattle on everybody? Because you know she's going to do that to somebody else.
Well, I mean, you could try not screaming the N-word 6 times.
But what kind of fun is that?
I mean, you could. I mean, just give it a shot. Mr. Nagel says no compound the rest of the week. Uh-oh.
Whoa.
What happened?
Maybe they're fixing their TriCaster.
Oh, are we putting the new? Are we
it.
updating equipment?
Yep.
Is that what it is?
That's kind of good though, right?
I mean, if you guys
we'll
if you guys at Compound need any extra content this week,
Ooh, hey.
Holla at your boy.
Just him. Don't holler at me.
Our Thursday is wide open. If you need any, excuse me, bear fucker. Do you need some assistance? E-Rock says yes. New equipment is going in.
I like that. We'll miss your shows, but we'll like that.
Yeah. Now the TriCaster won't be smoking anymore.
It won't smell like a fire in the booth.
Won't smell like a fire in the booth. It's pretty good. All right. Well. We got a couple more stories here. We got about 5 minutes to go. Guys, let's knock out that last 10. Otherwise, we are going to play Just a Dabbler's Super Chat music for you.
The booty shaking music.
To get that last 10. There's the links in the chat. Glendale Principal Josh Groves said in a message to school employees and families that the comments expressed in the video were inappropriate and did not meet the Springfield District's professional standards.
What?
Just once I would like to get one of these stories where it's like a teacher saying something horrendous and it's captured on video and the principal doesn't give that stock answer of, well, it doesn't meet our standards and those views are not ours. I'd like them to ask him about the video and he just, like, his first answer is, it looks a little bad, but hey, what the fuck are you going to do? Am I right? And they're like, are you serious? He's like, no, it does not reflect our values and we condemn everything that's on that footage. I just thought we would have a little moment of levity first before I really brought the hammer down.
Well, and I ask you this. If you said it one time, what's it matter if you say it 5 more times? You already said it.
Yeah, I think that's the very definition of the term in for a penny, in for a pound.
I think so.
At that point. District officials said they couldn't comment on student disciplinary actions. Walton said she understands that the district does not want students taking vigilante recordings of any slight infraction by teachers, but she said this teacher's actions needed to be brought to light. I mean, yeah, you don't really give the teacher a leg to stand on this one. I mean,
I guess not, but you did also break a rule of the school. Like, you couldn't just go to your principal after and be like, no, he's actually saying those words, and then just interview the class.
Yeah, but you got video now. It speaks louder.
I know, but you also got suspended.
And it's not like as a teacher you can go like, oh, well, if they've got cameras out in the classroom, then how are we supposed to teach freely? It's like, well, all we're saying in this one is don't yell the N-word 6 times. You guys should be able to knock that out on a regular work
Yeah,
day.
if it's not the N-word, I'm going to guess they're saying a bunch of stuff where they start it with, don't tell your parents.
We're just asking you guys not to say the N-word here in the classroom. We're not even banning you from using it everywhere else. We're just saying not here. That's all.
There's a place and time.
Yeah, time and place. All right, guys, let's fire it up. Let's fire it up for just those last $10. Thank you guys very much for being as generous as you have been this evening. Let's leave you tonight with that last $10 getting knocked out. Here we go. Whether it's Super Chats, Streamlabs, PayPal, everything's pinned to the top of the page.
Thanks.
There you are. We're going to get that last $10, and then we'll finish up overtime. We just wanted to give you the whole half hour to, knock out that last 10. But here we go. Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, gifted memberships, all of it. It's the first Super Chat music of the last week. Here we go, boys and girls. This is awkward. I hate it when it's only $10.
And then they're doing towers in the chat.
Yeah, and you're sitting here going, like, guys, come on. Let's knock out this last 10. You've done 225 tonight.
It's pesky. Knock it out.
Let's knock out that pesky last 10.
They just wanted to hear the music. I'm convinced.
Yeah, that's what it is. Killer Beehive. They all want the music.
Right, they like it.
That's all.
They like the little pelvic thrusts.
Justin Dabbler saying, and thank you for the membership. Yeah, no problem, buddy. I don't remember who gifted it to you, but
I don't know either.
They're very generous. All right, boys and girls, come on, let's not get gay now. We got $10 left to knock out. I don't care who does it. Let's just hammer the thing out. Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, memberships. This is awkward as fuck. This is the most awkward Super Chat music we've ever done.
Lean in.
You guys got your half hour of overtime, and you didn't even fully get there.
This is gay.
You tricky fucks. Flex with 10 Australian. We get 7 of that. Oh, there you go. E-Rock says, enough of this. There we go.
It is terrible music. It haunts my dreams.
Spuds Buckley is God with $2. See what a good salesman I am?
You are.
You just go, hey, come on. I'm a carnival barker.
I think Eric. I think everyone would put that to rest.
I do my show, and then I go, hey, everybody, here you go. Throw a little something in the tin can now. Throw a little something in there. I'm now, kid. Here we go. Little tin can to keep this little traveling circus we do going. Thank you very much. And then they go, here. Shut the fuck up. And I go, worked again.
You were like a Jehovah's Witness. You don't go away.
I certainly, You
keep knocking.
I will keep knocking on that door until we get where we need to go.
We talk about the Lord.
Well, don't worry, boys and girls. We've only got one more evening show left. And then after that, we got no goal tomorrow. So we only have goals for 3 more shows this week.
Thank you.
And then we're all donezo. Thank you very much. Adonis Paul tomorrow. A lot of people have asked for him. A lot of people have been, ever since we started like 6-7 weeks ago, doing guest second mics. They've said, you got to get AP. You got to get Adonis Paul.
It's been hyped.
Adonis Paul will be here tomorrow. I want everybody watching because you asked for it. Happy Plague Doctor with $10 says, my God, are we not men? Right. Eric Nagel, turn the music off. Enough with this. There's $9.99. Flex with 10 says, there you go, Saws Gobbler. Oh, perfect. All right, guys, in 2 minutes, we got a new video, a new clip debuting. Go check it out. It's a little boxing related. It's the KSI Joe Fournier clip that we did on Monday.
Stay on the channel.
Stay on the channel. Hit subscribe, hit like. $4.99 from Hobo Chili Recipe. He says, have you ever heard the joke about the Dago fisherman and the spear from Zimbabwe?
Uh-oh.
Gina Bovina says, let the begging continue. No! We don't beg after we knock it out. Once we're a success, there's no need to beg anymore.
Honest beggars.
Sorry. Yeah, we're the most honest beggars you're ever going to see. All right. April, thank you very much.
Thank you.
To the rest of you, we will see you tomorrow morning. I want to see you there in droves.
Yes, show up.
For AP. We will talk to you very soon.